The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
Welcome, everyone, to Sunset City, a Sonic podcast for the classic and modern age. Today, I have with me the spawn of Satan himself, Channel Pup.
Hello.
And then Satan himself, Suris.
I'm surprised it's not Wayne, since he got out of hell.
Well, then we have just a fucking egg, Wayne.
I'm better than the devil. I killed him to get back out.
So
deviled egg!
You're a deviled egg!
No! No! And with us today, we have the most beautiful neck in all of YouTube, GillyTheKid.
It's not a good neck.
It's a good neck.
It's not
So
a
wait,
good neck.
so wait, hold on. So we have a
It's not-
good neck and a good nick.
Yeah. I am his neck. I don't know what's going on.
Oh God, no!
I guess you guys are just gonna watch my stupid thing pop up every 2 seconds
Yeah,
even
the
when,
monitor,
I'm
yeah.
not speaking.
We have the
that's cool.
bouncing monitor. Everybody, so just
He's just doing his exercises. It's all good.
he has to. It's
Try as you might, you can't escape.
He just wants to be free.
Sir, she spelled Sonic Tuesday incorrectly. Piece of garbage.
nope.
And also Jamal, thank you for the $2
Yep.
And congratulations on the 2.58 thousand subscribers on Sunset City. Thank you. Today, guys, there's not a lot of news in terms of Sonic the Hedgehog. P theory forever. Thank you, Jamal. So today we're gonna go back to our retrospective. We started with Sonic 1 a couple weeks ago, and obviously next step was Sonic 2. And if you know Gilly at all, it only made sense to bring him on, as that's his favorite video game of all time. So thank you, Gilly, so much for joining us today.
No problem. I've actually never played it.
Well, you
Fantastic.
and the rest of the internet that has opinions on video games.
Well,
To be
just
fair,
in case people don't know you, since they don't seem to ever play anything outside of Sonic the Hedgehog, what do you do? What are your things like?
I was about to answer that question pretty accurately until that second part. I make videos about game, and often they include Sonic.
So
it's just game.
I did
One game.
just the game.
One game.
Just game. He just gets in front of a camera and just says that word over and over again, usually confused. And then it ends. It's a smash hit.
Video game.
Rise up, gamers.
Jesus.
That's all we've got.
I was just realizing this too when I asked you to come on the show. I've been speaking to you for a minute now, and I realized like this is the first time we've ever like spoken voice to voice. Like we've been on each other's channels.
You
And
know what's,
like
I didn't even realize that until just now.
Oh my
that's super
God.
weird.
That's the same thing that happened with everybody here too, though, wasn't it? Like we've all been talking together for like over a year, and then we'd never gotten into a voice call until we were like, "Hey, let's do a podcast."
It was weird whiplash hearing like Nick speaking to me directly for the first time. I was like, whoa.
that was weird for me too, because like I consumed all of your videos. Gilly's the longest, because Gilly is YouTube royalty as far as I'm concerned, so thank you for being on here. But Gilly was like the first person to reach out to me in terms of like people I had been watching for years, and after that hypersonic video just blew the fuck up, like he messaged me and he was like, "Hey man, congrats on whatever this is." And the first thing I ever said to him was the first thing I thought of, which was, holy shit, it's the most beautiful neck in YouTube.
It's
Whatever
that
the fuck it was.
you did say that.
Oh my God. It's
But I just wanted to thank you again, because you kind of helped guide me through this, because I didn't realize how overwhelming that would get immediately. Because as soon as like my real world friends had heard that my silly ass YouTube channel was getting any kind of success, then all of a sudden was like, "Hey, how do you do a YouTube? Hey, can I throw my music on your YouTube? Hey, let me do a thing with you." And I was very quickly overwhelmed. I was not happy with it.
went through a lot of
that'll
that.
happen.
Yeah.
And they have no they have no like understanding of how this stuff works. So they're like, I have this thing. Can you promote it?
Yeah,
even though it's not relevant at all.
That-
yeah, no, I got that all the time.
Or they'll just be
Okay,
like, I
I-
have this business and I really want you to like, can I sponsor you? Like, oh, okay, cool, but like, how many? What does our sponsorship look like? I don't know. I haven't sold anything yet. Okay, cool. So it's not a business yet.
All right, okay, I'm selling this a completely unrelated product. Can I put on here? I'm like, well, if I do a topic in relation to that, I'll consider it. Like, well, I want one of yours that's going to get a lot of money. Well, then fuck off, I guess, is what you're going to get, because the Sonic ones do well, and I don't know if those shirts are going to. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I doubt any of them are actually listening, because they sure as hell weren't watching my videos
Never
before.
going to get sponsored now. Like,
From
I mean,
random friends of mine that I spoke with sporadically over the years, fuck them. I don't care.
Well, how many people have went up to you and been like, "Oh, I stream on Twitch."
Yes. Oh my
Yep.
god.
Yep.
Or they mistake what I do for Twitch.
Yeah.
Which I'm having a lot of fun with Twitch. Like no shit talking there, but like, oh my kids watch Minecraft players. Is that kind of
No.
what you do?
No.
No.
9 times out of 10, it's I stream on Twitch, and it's them streaming to nobody from their PS4.
Yeah.
No. See
That's-
what
that's
Nick,
usually-
That's fine.
but see what Nick, what you do though is you put individual pieces of brain matter on pizza for viewers on Twitch.
That's true. That was a fun game. I think I need to do a video about that, but we're kind of getting off topic there. We're just kind of talking inside baseball right now.
Yep.
Yeah, before we get into the topic itself, again, let's give a shout out. Lane sent us $5. Thank you. Dragon Blur 57 also sent us $5, and he said, "Hey guys, or she, or however you identify, I just keep realizing that internet names don't tell me anything outside of their internet names. Hey guys, love the podcast. Also, I believe the most recent tweet from Sonic is some pretty big news."
What was
What was going on there? I will
Right.
look it up. I'm on Twitter. Sonic the what's the rest of that word?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hedge something.
Sonic
It'll
the,
lie going into the end of the week. They search and search through the night. They cannot find an explanation for why you're like this. Well, that was actually kind of sassy. I appreciate that. Good on them.
it's just like a quick dump on the fan base for a sec.
I mean, we need it every now and then.
Yep.
Oh, Webster also threw 5 pounds our way. Hey, yo, sorry I'm late. Sonic 2, that's my favorite game of all time. Hype. Well, let's get right into it, guys. What are your feelings about Sonic 2? When did you guys first experience that game?
That was my first Sonic game ever. Like of all time. I
Okay.
guess I have to expound on that now. Goddamn fuck shit. When I was growing up, I went over to a friend's house who just happened to have a Sega Genesis. I never owned a Sega console. And I got to play Sonic 2 over on his Genesis. I started going to his house specifically to play Sonic 2, and it wasn't until years later that I played Sonic 1 finally on another friend's Genesis through the Sonic 1, 2, and Mean Bean Machine cartridge.
Yeah, you did tell us that last time. No, before we get to our guest, Pup, did you play that fairly recently after Sonic 1? Because you said that was your first game ever.
oh, of course. Like, Sonic 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. Just like Shadow the Hedgehog and the Space Colony arc and Sidious. It's also iconic.
Swear to
Like,
God.
and it's it's aged wonderfully.
Pup?
Okay, so the original Sonic 2, I get it. Yeah, no, I play that one every once in a while, and like it's kind of next to Sonic 1 was one of my first games of all time. Like literally, they were both there for me to play as a kid when I was still shitting myself. And yeah, no, it was one of those things where I always thought 2 was the better one. And I won't get too far into it from there, but like, yeah, I thought Sonic 2 good.
Thank you, Lanyon, for the $10. Good Lord, people are generous today. Wayne, how about you?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, I don't know if it showed up anywhere, but I just got completely disconnected from the call, and my internet was going all over the place.
Oh dear.
Okay, I think I'm good here. So Sonic 2 was kind of interesting because first Sonic game for me was Sonic Adventure, but shortly after I got to play around with some of the retro games through, I guess there was some kind of collection. I want to say on the Dreamcast. and but I didn't actually sit down and play through Sonic 2 in its entirety until the 3DS. They
Oh yeah, there was that,
Yeah, they were-
DS collection.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was like, because I had messed around with it on like the Sonic, like the Sonic Collection Plus, or I can't remember the exact name of it at the moment on the PS2.
Yeah.
And I'd messed around with it and other collections and everything like that. Well, around the time the 3DS was coming around, they had like a version of Sonic 2 that actually had like stereoscopic 3D where the layers were all like separated and everything. And I downloaded that and played it, and that was how I played through Sonic 2 for the first time from beginning to end. And I had an absolute blast with it. It was really cool because I think that was the first 2D Sonic I ever actually finished. Because I, again, screwed around with them as a kid, but I was so like set on the 3D games until I got older.
You did.
What?
You screwed around with him as a kid, and I'm just saying, oh, I bet you did.
Anyway,
I want to say I'm
Game
disappointed, but I'm
Good.
not.
Well, Gilly, I know you've said it a couple hundred times at this point, both on your channel. I think you even said it on mine too. Do you want to talk about your first experiences with Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
Yeah. I and I went into a whole spiel before, but it's I always had hand-me-down, well, not hand-me-downs, but like I was kind of born into playing whatever the last gen was. So I played like my uncle's Atari 2600 and ColecoVision, and then when the Super Nintendo finally was out, like I had an NES because everybody was selling them at yard sales and everything.
Yeah.
But the Genesis was the first console that I got brand new that was like actually mine, that was bought from a store. And that was the one that came, it was the Model 2 that came with Sonic 2. And I think at the time I probably had picked up Sonic 1 and 3, or maybe just 1 at around like at the same time. But I think I played 2 first. And that, like, you know, you're a kid and you don't have that many games, so you usually play the same games over and over, and you go through the same parts over and over. But like, there's always one that you play more than the others.
Yeah.
And Sonic 2, I think I played more than any game, probably my whole life.
That's fair. I've been trying to think about it because like when we first talked about Sonic 1, I couldn't really remember where I'd first seen. Oh, I'd seen it sporadically, but I couldn't remember when I first owned it. And I think that's partially because I think so many of us that grew up with a Genesis, like it came, Sonic 1 always kind of came with Sonic 2. So there's barely any time between those two games. And I had a hard time nailing it because I kind of forgot, like, for a good chunk of my childhood, we would just like rent the systems or rent the games after I finally got the system. So I didn't get Sonic 2 until I finally got my own Genesis for Christmas. Came with Sonic 1 and 2, and I got Jurassic Park and Aladdin around the same time. But yeah, like it was like it I always had Sonic 1 and 2. And yeah, obviously between the two, I played Sonic 2 way, way more until I finally got Sonic and Knuckles and then Sonic 3 and all that other crap, and we know the rest of that story. But yeah, no, that game was easy to pick up, easy to understand, and just a gorgeous fucking time.
I actually still have that box from the first Genesis with the sticker on it that says it comes with Sonic 2. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
That is. I wish I didn't get rid of that shit back then. Or my parents, I guess it wasn't really up to me, but yeah.
I got, to be fair, that's probably like one of the only things, like boxes, that wasn't thrown out from back then. So
you got a good one.
Yeah.
Nothing else. So I appreciate about the Genesis, like those clam cases, guaranteed that those collections survive a little bit easier than most other ones.
Yeah, unless you have Sonic and Knuckles.
Yep.
Yeah, that came in a cardboard box, didn't it, for some fucking reason?
Yep.
It's interesting because so working at a used game store, we have to type 1 and type 2 everything, and so if something's like, say, missing a manual for a PS2 game, it'll be a type 2. If it's missing a case, if it's disc only, that's a Type 2. Type 1 is if it's complete and everything. Well, for most cartridge-based games, especially Super Nintendo and 64 and everything, nobody's got the boxes for those anymore. So they're all just Type 1 if it's just the loose cartridge, except the Genesis. Genesis, we count it as a Type 2 if it doesn't have that box because, well, they were just easier to maintain and keep hold of.
Yep.
Like, of all the retro systems, that's been the easiest to collect for out of any of the other ones. I mean, like, unless you're counting like Xbox and those types, because you can't go to a Goodwill without finding a large chunk of PS2 and Xbox games. But yeah, fuck, what a great system! What a great system! And then they had to go cheap out on us at the end there. Trash monsters. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys want to tackle it like zone by zone? Like, I think favorite moments.
I think
How do you want to do that?
I think zone by zone would be fine. I mean that. So, I will say this. I don't think Emerald Hill has as strong an opening as Green Hill does, but it's still. But it's like by the barest margin.
That is the best opening music to like almost any game that I can think of.
I was gonna say the one thing that Emerald Hill has over Green Hill is I think the music's better.
Oh, I can agree with that. I prefer Emerald Hill's music to it.
Yeah, no, I think that's much more fitting. I've thought that since I was a kid. I think Green Hill only became the way it did is because we kept using it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah,
because it is a super iconic level, and I think in terms of what you can do between the two of them, Green Hill is probably a little bit more fun. But I mean, as the critiques go, that's because a good chunk of the fun is in that level, as opposed to Sonic 1 or Sonic 2, where it gives you a good idea of what the hell you're supposed to do, and then you can just keep going forward from there.
The entirety of Sonic 1's fun is in that stage.
Yep. I think that actually
I think like Green Hill, from like the standpoint that it is like the best zone in the game, tends to get bonus points. But what I will say is this. I think of Green Hill as like more of that playground where you can get to know all of Sonic's moves. I don't think Emerald Hill quite lives up to that. It's more just, we're going fast. And yeah, Sonic 2 is overall the more gotta go fast game. But like, I don't know, I personally prefer Green Hill and its music.
Emerald Hill's prettier too.
I think I like Green Hill's overall aesthetic more. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just give you an example, because I know we talked about it before on the show. My wife does not like Sonic games. She doesn't like platformers in general.
Honestly, good decision.
But I just as an experiment for someone who doesn't play video games, I was like, if you don't mind, can I sit you in front of this Genesis and just pop in all 3 of the original starting zones and see what you think of it? And she begrudgingly agreed, and like she played all of them, and she just flat out said, like, I don't get platformers in general, and then I don't get the fast ball guy. But I gotta admit, I'd say that the second one was a lot less overwhelming in terms of overall design. So like for a starting video game, like I keep expressing 1,000 times over, Sonic 2 was very obviously meant to be, okay, we got the gist of this, let's try it again.
Yep.
And I think it did a great job to be an introduction to that series.
I think the first thing to note about Sonic 2 is like literally everything that worked about Sonic 1, Sonic 2 runs with it. Everything that didn't work about Sonic 1, 2 puts it in Metropolis zone. And
I did feel like that was I did my replay through of the whole game like 2 hours before us going live, just to make sure that I had everything fresh in my head. And that's when I hit the 3rd act of Metropolis, then I was like, oh god, wait, there's more game after this. Why is there a 3rd act here? Why is this a thing?
Yeah.
And then like everything that didn't feel very confident about Sonic 1 was confident and fully formed when you get to Sonic 2. For example, when we were talking about Spring Yard Zone, how it feels like the predecessor to Casino Night. Spring Yard Zone feels kind of cautious about itself.
Yeah.
Casino Night is a big celebration, but we'll talk about Casino Night when we get there. For now, it's just
I gotta admit,
Sonic
I'm genuinely
2,
curious what you guys think about that zone when we get there.
Sonic 2 is the formation of the Sonic identity, and the fact that they were able to achieve that one sequel in is really impressive for Sonic.
In less than a year time to put that game together too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like they literally just did Sonic 1, put their foot down and said, all right, Sonic 2, this is the one. This is the one where Sonic is going to become Sonic.
Well,
I think
and
it's weird. Sorry, go ahead, Suris.
I was gonna say, we also probably should point out one of the other things that's introduced in this game mechanically, because it does factor into how you play through Green Hill. You get tails, and one of the first things you don't really see any significant like change to having tails, because when you play that game for the first time, you're not going to select just Sonic. You're just going to click the start button and go. So you're going to be playing with Sonic and Tails. It isn't until you fight your first fight with Robotnik where you realize, oh shit, this guy does follow-up damage on bosses.
You know, another interesting thing I noticed, because I was replaying this game last night, just kind of get a fresh opinion of it. I may or may not actually be playing it right now. Was during that first boss fight, because you're just introduced to Tails and everything, you're kind of introduced to this whole like flight mechanic that he has. Kind of interesting that Eggman, coming down to his first little vehicle, is also in a propeller based like little flight mech instead of like the normal way that his thing flies.
Instead of just like anti-gravity.
Yeah,
that was weird.
Yeah,
Never
the
use it again.
Eggmobile changed a lot from like Sonic 1 through to Sonic 2. Like Sonic 2 has a very weird take on the Eggmobile compared to like even Sonic 3, which kind of went back to the Sonic 1 style of things.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
I think it's worth talking about was kind of the evolution of the boss fight in Sonic 2.
Well, another thing
Sorry,
about it,
Wayne.
and you're fine, you're fine. Something I feel like I might be reading way too much into, but I thought was kind of an interesting idea was, what if they were trying to reflect, okay, so Sonic's got a pal now, and Eggman is trying to, it's not just him coming in with his vehicle. The vehicle rolls in first, and then Eggman has to join with it. He's trying to compensate for the fact that he doesn't have anyone backing him up with the help of his machines. Like, he's trying to catch up with Sonic in that regard as well.
So you're saying that the real power was the power of friendship, and that can't be emulated through machines.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it to birth you, Suris, for real?
Look, I've said that there are many mistakes that parents can make.
I don't like the drill car as much as the demolition ball.
Agreed.
I like
it more.
I think
Go
the demolition ball
Gemlin?
makes less sense for like where, so like Eggman taking over South Island. That's the thing that's happening here. What's the demolition ball supposed to do to help him with that? Compared to the drill. The drill, he can literally screw up the entire environment super quick, but the demolition ball, the most he can do is knock down a couple trees. I think the drill
he
makes
could
more
knock
sense.
down
I mean,
all of the
the-
cliffs and stuff as well. Like,
I'm talking mechanics. I could give a shit.
Well, the argument I'd have for the drill car is like just baseline being inherently more interesting than the wrecking ball is that if depending on how many hits you get in, you can be surprised by a drill shooting you in the face before you realize that that's a thing.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's the last ditch thing, like in that you have to wait till the end of
Yeah,
the fight.
exactly. But it's like it's a surprise, and there were no with the wrecking ball. It's just it goes back and forth. That's it. There's no mix up. There's no surprise.
What I like about the wrecking ball, it requires Sonic to move. You have to navigate around that thing because it's deceptively easy to get knocked around by that fucking thing if you're not careful about like how you approach it, because you can like slide in between Robotnik and the
there's
ball.
like a strategy and multiple ways to do that boss.
Right, as opposed to the drill car. Yeah,
you just jump on it repeatedly and then it'll be done.
Yeah, I think everything for Emerald Hill was simplified. It's a very simplified version of Green Hill, which I think was a very good idea in general. And I think the drill car fits with everything that's going on there. I'm just saying in comparison between the two of them, I understand why that wrecking ball kind of stood out in terms of like iconography for the Hedgehog in his early days.
Mm-hmm.
I just respect it because I think like a lot of the rest of Sonic 1, I don't think they get quite as creative going forward with the boss fights as opposed to Sonic 2, where I don't know if it gets too wacky all the time with the boss fights, but I would say generally, the boss fights going forward definitely are a step up.
Well,
The
especially
thing I
because
would
I
say
mean, a
about
lot of
the-
them.
Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say a lot of them have that surprise element to them that you're not expecting.
No, each one of them has like a last ditch. I'm on 1 health. Here's one new attack real quick.
Yeah, they don't all have it, but a lot of them do have something to that effect or something similar.
Mm-hmm.
Something I'd say about the 2 boss fights though is you can cheese them really easily.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Tails,
yeah.
yeah.
Not only with Tails, a lot of them are set up in such a way where you can get above Eggman and get multiple hits
Yep.
without falling. You can do that. There's only really one boss in that game that I don't think you can do that to, but even that one you can cheese under it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the Oil Ocean one. Like that's
No, you
like
can
everything.
can
that one gets cheesed
Yeah,
as
yeah.
fuck.
Yep, you
I think
can
the only
get
one-
4 hits on it before it goes back into the ocean.
And you don't even need to bother with any of the attacks at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can. Can you? I think you can either 1 or 2 cycle the Oil Ocean one.
You can 2 cycle it.
Potentially, yeah.
You can
Yeah.
2 cycle it because it takes what 8 or 10 hits to kill, and you can get at least 4 hits in with Sonic alone on it.
Oh, you
each
can
cycle.
get more than. Yeah, you can get more than 4. If you hit him right as he's emerging, like right when his hitbox comes out, you can just wail on him and get. I think it's like 5 or 6. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
and I think he's a 10-hit boss.
I think he's still 8. It doesn't matter. But the point is, the cheesing is real in that game. I know people are kind of tired of seeing it now, but I think Chemical Plant.
Wait, before we get
Go
off
for it.
Chemical Plant, can we mention how I don't know if this is canon, but you can see Hilltop in the back of Emerald Hill.
That's true. Yeah.
That's actually something that
Yeah,
I
or is
wanted
that-
to.
Is it Hilltop or is it?
I think it's
Green Hill?
Hilltop. It's Hilltop.
It's Hilltop.
Oh,
It's Hilltop's background, which is closer in the background during Hilltop, but far away in Emerald Hill.
You're
yeah,
right.
I knew that.
So there's one thing that I noticed a lot between Sonic 2 and Sonic 1. And it's you see it a little bit in Green Hill, with Gilly mentioning the Hilltop thing. It kind of brought me into this. The amount of layers of parallax scrolling that are present in Sonic 2 are absolutely maddening, and it gives such a sense of scale and depth to every one of those levels. Mystic Cave looks like it goes on forever.
Yeah.
When you look into the background, when you're in Chemical Plant Zone, it feels like you're in an actual area. It doesn't feel like you're in a 2D plane. You look back and you're like, oh, like I remember when I was a kid, I was like, oh shit, I could go into that city. And when I'm looking at an adult, I'm like, I can see how I thought that. Looking
That's a
back
good
at
point.
that.
I really loved
Yeah.
like all the flowers, like the poppy field in the background of Emerald Hill. I was always blown away by that as a kid, and of course, yes, the sand trap and the golf course, all right there. There are definitely Emerald Hill golf courses. Fucking what a great game.
I just had to mention the parallax part because it stood out to me so much when I was replaying it today.
And I know we're sick of seeing Chemical Plant nowadays, but I think there's a good reason why it's reused as much as it is, because it really is like the first part of Sonic 2 that really kind of stands out from Sonic 1 and really kind of just lets you go nuts with that speed.
Chemical
Really
Plant
cool
is
level.
Chemical Plant is like the epitome of what Sonic 2 is.
Yeah,
I can agree with that.
100%.
You know what's interesting? I was saying just before the podcast started that replaying it, I had a thought about Sonic 2, right?
Mhm.
That thought is fuck Chemical Plant.
What?
Excuse the fuck me?
Wayne?
Dude, I think that was the thing that kept me from wanting to play it as a kid was the getting trapped underwater constantly. I think there's like the one section where you got to start doing like the tricky platforming, and if you fall, you don't die immediately. You get stuck in the water and have to slowly work your way back up first. And to me, that was worse.
But see, to me,
That
that's
section
actually
was really, really rough as a kid. Yeah.
that section.
The pit of anxiety, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
So, like, well, no, there's a pit of anxiety in that game, and it's not that one. Um,
well,
but-
you know, that's the pit of just death. I'm talking about the pit of anxiety.
so
Yeah.
I think the anxiety comes in during the boss.
Oh,
the boss of
Yeah.
Chemical Plant?
Oh, that also,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because you can
Choosing that
die.
can give you trust issues.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're going too fast into that arena too, you can just the little tiles will flip onto your feet and you'll just fall right in and die.
Yeah.
there's a lot of that
Something-
in Chemical Plant. Like, there's a lot of sections in that level where just like you go as fast as you can, and then suddenly the level just falls out from under you, and you're in the water. You're like, oh, I made a mistake.
Something I wanted to know actually is like Chemical Plant is kind of the ultimate display of like, okay, just because it's more fun for you to play, it doesn't mean we've lost that sadistic streak from Sonic 1. There's still that sense of kind of sadistic difficulty. But as well as that, it's worth noting like Sonic 1 ends on like the mechanical factory sort of zone. And you don't see anything like that until the end of the game. You're the second level in, and you're in what looks like this very mechanical factory. Maybe even more so than before. I think it really kind of sets things up as saying, like, yeah, this is different from Sonic 1. Like,
That's a good point. Yeah. We're
And-
immediately in the mechanical area, right at the start of the game.
And to be fair, I'm mostly joking. I have my own bad history with Chemical Plant, but I actually do think that it helps kind of highlight something that the 2D Sonic games kept getting better at, especially with Sonic 2. And that was, yeah, you can, like you were saying, you can go incredibly fast. You can really take advantage of those high speeds and everything, but you gotta learn the level first. And I think that was probably one of the best things. The game that made me help start to appreciate that more was actually Sonic Mania, where I started like getting a better appreciation for 2D Sonic, and I started playing the classic games a little bit more and revisited them, and that helped me kind of appreciate what Chemical Plant was doing, because it's like the more you understand the level, the better you're gonna do, and that's kind of like where 2D Sonic shines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and
also
what I
kinda
like about it,
um,
my only, I'll let you go in a second, Pop. Just to respond to Wayne real quick, what I like about it is it's kind of a mix of both. Like, it teases you with really, really exhilarating high speed at the beginning there, regardless of how good you're at it. Because that first loop that just sends you rocketing down that hill.
So
like,
good.
Yeah, and it doesn't. You don't need to do anything. You just need to get on that speed booster and just rock on through it. That annoying water tower section doesn't happen until near the end of. Was that Act 2?
It's
I
act,
forgot which act it was.
I believe it is Act 2 when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's near the end of that section. And yeah, as a kid, I can tell you, like, that was an incredibly stressful section. But like, the better you get at that game, like, you don't really even think about it. A lot of those challenges in that level can be just completely avoided if you got a good enough handle on the controls, which I do appreciate. I still think, yeah, like the end boss, like dropping you down in the sections is kind of bullshit, but I mean, if you know if it's there, it's easy enough to avoid.
I think-
something kind of worth considering
Mhm.
is like in like Sonic 1, for example, the second level in is Marble Zone, and it's
Mhm.
it's a zone that kind of shows you all that fun you had in Green Hill Zone, fucking gone. And this level is busy work. Moving over to Sonic 2, it's like if you'd only played Sonic 1 before, you might be thinking, okay, this first level was a lot of fun. Going into the second level now, and we're probably going to have to do something quite a bit more methodical. And no, it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
It gets even faster. Like,
It does the complete opposite.
yeah.
Like,
Go-
and how we mentioned that Green Hill is arguably a little more fun than Emerald Hill. I think Chemical Plant is better than Green Hill.
And it has a good
It's a fair
challenge. There's some bullshit death areas in Green Hill. Definitely a lot less of that in Chemical Plant, I'd say.
Less
It provides
spikes in
decent
Chemical
challenge.
Plant.
Yeah,
Actually, are there any
more
spikes
water.
in Chemical Plant? The more that I don't think there are.
There's no
Yeah, there are.
spikes.
No, there are.
It's
There are.
if so, it's incredibly sparing. I think it's mostly.
It's probably on the bottom path. I would
It's on
imagine.
the bottom of the, like, there's that section where there's you go into the chemical bullshit, and there's one section in the stage where there's a 1-up monitor hidden under the purple water. And I think in between those, like, little platforms, there's spikes at the bottom.
I do appreciate. it's weird, like how many times I remember this as a kid, like falling. I sometimes would fall to my death, in the deep water sections, but there were also sections like that with that 1-up or whatever. Like I would just not even intentionally just end up there and then find my way back up. So I appreciate how much effort was put even into the bullshit sections of that level. No, it's a great fucking level, and I do think it's also important to note like how they implemented water in this game. I still think Hydro City did a pretty good job embracing that in Sonic 3. But Sonic 2, I do appreciate looking back on it now, like how they didn't just give up on it because God, what the fuck was it called? Labyrinth Zone was garbage for so many people. They
all 4X.
Yeah,
but it no, they re-implemented it, and well, I think it's incredible. Like I don't immediately think of that purple water when I think of Chemical Plant. I think of the high-speed thrills.
Yeah,
but it's such a prominent portion, and it's just in one section, and it's such a brilliant challenge that can be super bullshit for kids.
Especially, go on.
No, I'm just rambling. You go for it.
I was gonna say I don't think that most of like even those challenges that like seem like bullshit, I really don't think that they're bullshit.
They give you a chance to survive.
The one, well, here's a situation where sometimes you get a chance to survive, but it's still bullshit. Right towards the end of the stage, there's that section where there's a moving platform on the water that bridges this big gap, and you have all this speed leading up to it, and I think there's a spring right before it.
Yeah.
And if you hit the spring while running, you run get just enough air to like hit the platform, and you can just kind of like glide over the whole section.
Yeah.
But I think if you turn into a ball, you go into the water, and there's nothing to tell you that. And sometimes you'll hit this mystery block platform at the bottom that raises you back up and saves you, but a lot of times you miss it. And it's not even, it is a platforming challenge if you know it's there, but you have so much speed leading up to it that if you don't know about it, you're assed out.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's Sonic games, time and again, like you need to tackle those with a bit of confidence, because you get trepidatious or try something a little different, it's gonna fuck with you immediately. And yeah, no, the end of the Chemical Plant is when it started getting really bullshit to me. I really legitimately forgot how much trouble that second level gave me for a good chunk of my childhood until we started talking about it.
Yeah, as a kid, Chemical Plant Chemical Plant was an anxiety mill. At least because of that one section, and again the boss just felt insurmountable when I was a kid. As an adult now, the only level that I really don't enjoy going through in that game is Metropolis. A second would probably be Oil Ocean. Oil Ocean and Metropolis both don't do it for me now.
I didn't mind Oil Ocean, but I guess
like
we'll
Oil
get
Ocean.
to that one later.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
So
I actually have a completely different level that I just really didn't care for.
One of the best feelings in Sonic 2 in the whole game is Chemical Plant. When you're going down that I think it's Chemical Plant Act 2, you're going down that really, really big slope, and you build up like a shit ton of speed, and then it
You
just
go off
shoots you
camera.
up. You hit all those rings, and then if you hang left, you get that 1-up.
Yep.
So good.
God damn, dude.
Third
That
level,
game
what
really
that?
was just, it was insane to behold as a video game back then. I really could not believe how quick that fucking game was.
You skip
What
that
was the
whole
level?
section too
Yeah,
when you do that.
you really do.
Which also means that on
Uh,
subsequent playthroughs, you get to discover those sections if you didn't find it the first time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, it's fuck. What a good level. What do you guys think of
Stage
Aquatic
level
Plant?
Plant is
Aquatic
good.
Aquatic
Ruin.
Ruin, wasn't it?
What's up? Yeah, I call it Aquatic Plant for some reason. What do you guys think of Aquatic Ruin?
I love Aquatic
I love
Ruin.
that stage.
I love its design because while I don't like falling into the bottom. I don't like the water sections of Aquatic Ruin just because they're slow and they're tedious. But
I think that's the point, though.
that's what I was about
Yeah.
to say. From a design standpoint, I love it because you can
It's
stand.
effective.
you can stand above the water you can never touch the water in that level if you are good enough to do it. And on top of that, the scenery in that level is gorgeous. The fact that, like, as you get further up, a new parallax layer that's in front of you starts going down to make you look like you're at the tippy top of a bunch of trees. That is beautiful, and it still looks good today.
And it's got
I
grounder.
don't know why, but I always thought like aesthetically, Aquatic Ruin reminded me a little bit of Marble Zone as a kid. I tended to associate the two, but yeah, it's a more fun stage. It's one of those things where you can completely not realize that it's the resident water stage of that game.
Yep.
But yeah, it still maintains a consistently fast pace, and even when you get underwater, there's nothing as bad as what you'd get in Labyrinth Zone. Like, it's still perfectly kinetic. I think the only thing that really bugs me about that stage is those little totem pole things that shoot arrows at you, because they can be kind of unpredictable at times.
They stay on course too. They do not leave.
Yeah,
They will
I
follow you
actually-
forever.
yeah.
I really
you could
like
go
those. I like those because
I-
like you can outspeed them.
Yeah, but if you outspeed them, you could be like 30 seconds ahead, and that arrow's
Yeah.
still gonna hit you if you stand.
It's still gonna keep going.
Yeah,
dude.
it doesn't
No.
vanish. Like, they do not. Yeah, exactly.
that-
They don't yield.
I think the only problem I ever had with those arrows, and I find it more funny than problematic, is when you're just slightly ahead of one of the arrows, then you hit a loop-de-loop. So you end up looping down and you smack into the front of the arrow on the way down.
It's bullshit, is what it
It's
is.
brilliant. It's hilarious.
It's totally intentional though. Like how many people are like just kind of watch it like a stupid ass animal like dancing in front, like just jumping in front of a train. Just make sure I can jump out in front of it just in case. Like, it will follow you through the fucking fallen that fallen log, for
Mhm.
God's sakes. Like, it's obviously intentional. They knew what they were doing. That
And I
stage,
love it.
dude. I didn't like it super like a whole lot as a kid because I'd spent so much time in the water, but I didn't even realize that it was teaching me. Like, yeah, because I actively was like, I need to stay above the water any given chance I can get. And I don't think there's any other level in classic Sonic that really defines that lower path, higher path than that one. Like, that one is the most blatantly obvious with it.
Well, that's the cool thing about Sonic 2, because like we were just on Chemical Plant Zone, you can play through all of Sonic 2 and never touch water.
Yeah, you really can. It's nuts.
Yep, because even
It's
even
absolutely
that one section in Chemical Plant, the water has to rise to catch you. You can outspeed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking cool ass video game.
It's just one of those, like, so like when we were covering Sonic 1, there was a lot of back and forth about, okay, so I liked this part didn't work as well, but I liked this part. With Sonic 2, we're just like, yeah, Sonic.
It's just it do be like that though. It do be like that. They really
we haven't gotten to Metropolis. Though.
True.
No,
Yeah, true. We haven't gotten to Sonic 1 and Sonic 2.
A quick word on the Hammer Boss. What are our opinions on the Hammer Boss?
We talked about cheesing bosses before.
You can cheese that one.
Yes, I like that with that boss.
It's so good.
If you know that the totem poles are coming, you can just stand on the totem poles and just go, okay, it's time. I will never get hit, and you can always bounce back to the totem pole after hitting him.
It feels like a good cheese, though, if you get me.
Yes.
Like, as in, like, it feels like if you're smart enough, you're rewarded, as opposed to it just being like, this game is allowing me far too much leeway, like I get with some of the bosses in this game.
Oh yeah, and I agree.
That's
with that.
also the thing. That's also, I mean, it's following the same design philosophy as Sonic in general, or classic Sonic in general, because you stay up top, it's quicker.
Yeah, that's
If
true.
you're on
That's
the
a good
bottom,
point.
it takes a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think I appreciate it. Just, I think that's where, like in my playthroughs of the old games as a kid, I didn't truly appreciate the jump difference between Knuckles and Sonic until I actually had Knuckles. in that
Oh yeah,
version.
because Knuckles can't get on the top arrows.
Yeah, it's a completely different boss fight with Knuckles. But yeah, fuck, what a great game.
And I have not actually tried
okay, so the
Sonic
next
2 with Knuckles.
Wait, really?
What?
Dude, the only
I gotta go.
Well, like, I didn't try out these until I was older. Remember, I actually do have cartridges of Sonic 2, 3, and Knuckles. So
They let
it's
they let
something I
you
gotta
do it
actually
with
sit down and do.
they let you do it in the Mega Collection too. Sonic 2 and Knuckles wasn't unlockable in the GameCube game.
Yeah,
And
but if I
you're
have it
an
on the
epic
Genesis,
hacker
I'm gonna
man,
try
there's
with that.
always ROMs.
I have it on the fucking Genesis. I'm gonna try with that.
Okay, so the next one was Casino Night, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
As
We
a
didn't
kid,
talk
this
about
one
we
was
didn't
my
talk we
favorite.
didn't talk about the Grounders.
What do you want to
yeah.
talk about?
hey, we're
Grounder from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is in there with a red coat of paint.
we are scratching the grounder, okay?
Oh, Suris!
Got to announce the pregnancies here with the dad jokes, guys. Come on.
Casino Night's a very contentious level I've learned from just watching other people's content or just getting opinions and comments and stuff like that. And I've been surprised by that. I love it.
It's so good. Chef's kiss.
I love the level. The only problem I have with the level, and there was one level in Sonic 1 that did the same thing to me. I think it might have been, it was either Spring Yard or Starlight Zone that did this, where it had a lot of like, there was a level motif that happened and then they repeated it 3 or 4 times. A lot of that seems to happen in Casino Night, and it grades on me a little bit, but the difference is with the Casino Night, they actually mix it up every time they introduce the motif again. The bouncers are always in a different location. The springs are in a different location. The little traps that make you do the casino slots are always in different spots on the board. So it has a lot of that repeat motif problem, but at least they mix it up enough to where you don't feel like it's repeating a lot unless you're kind of critically looking at it. So I don't actually hate Casino Night. It's probably not one of the best levels in that game to me, but I do enjoy it. It's just a little repetitious to me.
Playing through it as Supersonic is nuts.
Yes.
Oh, getting all the rings.
Oh my god.
But just like that extra speed and like height, dealing with all those like those things in that stage that are supposed to exploit the physics engine, and then also being supersonic.
You just all of that times
Casino
2.
Night does it for me. Like I think Casino Night was one of my favorites as a kid. I don't know if it is now, but like it makes so much sense for Sonic to have a devoted pinball stage. And I don't mean like what we had with Spring Yard, where it kind of feels like it's tippy-toeing into that territory.
Yeah.
But Casino Night Zone, like, it fully utilizes that pinball kind of feel to it, especially with like the bumpers and stuff. And like it is true, you can lose control of Sonic at times, but I think that's part of what makes it such a unique experience within that game. And it kind of started the trend of the obligatory sort of casino or theme park kind of level. It's kind of weird how that became kind of a subgenre in itself in Sonic games. But like even the music as well, it feels like a celebration of where you're at in the game, you know, like it feels Sonic is confident now, like, and you feel it in that stage.
It's a celebration, and it for a child after dealing with the water hazards of chemical and aquatic, like if you're having as much trouble as I was as a kid, like it's such a nice reprieve and a way to just collect yourself and literally collect a bunch of rings. But yeah, it really did. It's hard to see it now because pinball is such a part of Sonic, but like it was such a brilliant idea at the time. Because we did have Spring Yard before, but like there's so many sections in it that don't make a lot of fucking sense. But like there's like literal like pinball design in it. I'm not just talking about like where the jackpot or what are those things called? The slot machines are. Yeah, which is also a great addition.
No, there's also the bumpers and everything that you get in pinball machines, and Sonic acts like a ball on them. Like so. Spring Yard
and
to me
merges that with platforming, and it's such a brilliant level, and it's so much fun to explore. And it I don't know, even like the elevators feel like a Las Vegas casino to me. It's such a classy ass little spot. I love that level.
100%.
Like Pup was saying, like there will be times where we kind of lose control of Sonic for a little bit, but I mean it fits thematically to me, and it would still be a problem. But I also never felt like I was punished for losing control of Sonic. Like, it was always in a controlled space where it just was kind of like part of the point of that area. And I really like Casino Night Zone. It's just, I don't know, it's got a good feel.
I gotta let my dog in. I'll be right back, guys.
I will say that, like, Whereas Spring Yard felt like it was trying to take the, hey, there's kind of like a county fair going on type of vibe, and just said, hey, let's kind of do that. Casino Night's just like, no, let's go full on.
A county fair. That's incredible.
That's
We don't have those in the UK, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was
Spring-
about to ask.
Spring Yard feels like it's like a little attraction on a county fair, and Casino Night feels like you're in an actual amusement park.
Spring Yard feels like it's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Spring Yard is like
Like-
when they set up a carnival in a mall parking lot.
Yep.
I just West Coast, if anyone's familiar with it, like I've said it 1,000 times, it feels like a Lake Tahoe casino.
Yep.
Compared to Las Vegas. Or like just one of those weird little sad spots in anywhere but Las Vegas, like just a little gas station casino area.
Do we?
Just
So
find
your
them
question,
if they-
Ed, logical? No, they're
When-
not, unless you're good at them.
When I was
Are all
living,
casinos just as fun as casino? Well, that's the thing.
if
like-
you've got lots of money, maybe.
Well, I think that's why there aren't any like actual badniks outside of the one in Casino Night, because it is a casino where a lot of people who spend the money, like it just stays in the casino, and it gets that risk reward factor going in there, because there really wasn't anything up to that point that was just like, oh, I can just get as many rings as possible here. I just have to keep hitting jackpots. Don't even worry about it. But like the big risk there is if you get 3 Robotniks in a row, now you done fucked up and you have to go re-get them. Like there are so many times as a kid where I got timed out because I could not stop just gambling in Casino Night.
The thing is also though, I used to get like anxiety, like if like you go in the little slot machine thingy and you get 3 Robotniks, and as you've got barely any rings left, I was like, oh my god, is this gonna kill me? But it didn't. Like, thank you, game.
There's
It's the kind of thing where if that was in Sonic 1, that would kill you.
There was one moment in Casino Night outside of the boss fight, which I want to talk about later, but there's one moment in Casino Night that sticks out to me as just like a fun little platformer challenge. And there's 2 bumpers, one on top of the other, and then there's one of the enemies that has a shield in front of it. At the top, like right above the bumpers, and to stay on the top path, if you mess up, you have to use the bottom bumper to go to the next bumper, and it's on the same wall, so you've got to kind of like horseshoe your way up. And when you horseshoe your way up the second time, you've got to time it just so that the enemy with the shield doesn't just bounce you back down, and you have to get it right on the back. And that moment as like I want to stay on the top part of this level, I don't want to go to the bottom part of this level, as a frantic just survival thing, that stuck out to me a bunch when I did it. And I was like, oh my god, this is challenging, but I love every minute of this one little like wall hopping challenge.
What about that one section, that little part with the multiple, not the slots, but like that same thing that they use for the slots, the one that just gives you points when you get in it.
Yeah, the little like it looks like a little cage.
Yeah. But it's like 10 of them stacked on top of each other. And if you can get to the top of that thing, you go through each one and get like a ton of points.
Back when we pretended those mattered for some reason. You could tell, like, even back then, it was just
they
like,
do
we
matter.
just have them here for some
They
reason.
give you continues.
You get continues for them. They do matter.
Yeah.
Oh, they threw
Fair, fair.
continues out like it
Like
was
me,
nobody's
discontinues help.
business.
I got so
Like,
used to the continues in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, sorry.
Yeah, no, the continues in Sonic 2 is just like, that feels like just a part of the, end of the stage. And I think it's only fair because the game is a lot longer than Sonic 1. Although, is it, if you don't factor in
If you don't
the
factor
third
in the
act?
third act, actually, it's about... So I recorded my playthrough of Sonic 1, and it ended up being like 44 minutes, deaths and all. I didn't record my playthrough of Sonic 2, so I can't give like an accurate time estimate, but I don't think it was more than an hour. It's about the same.
I
Yeah, I
think
usually-
it takes a lot longer to master the second game. And there's a lot more variety for sure.
Yep.
Well, those continues will help out when you don't know how to fight the last boss. So
Yep.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
no, they're a godsend when it comes to Death Egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
well,
last
speaking
boss
of the-
sucks.
But speaking of the boss of Casino Night, this is one of those first 2 moments when I was going through the classic games for the videos where I noticed, like, I kind of wish they'd switched a couple of things around between Sonic CD and Sonic 2, which I always thought was weird because we haven't even talked about, like, this fucking spin dash. Just really quickly, holy shit, that spin dash. Like that
Yeah,
blew my mind as a kid.
It's
That-
one of the most essential additions to Sonic's moveset.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he looks like that ball. Like I don't know. I was so used to Sonic 1, and there's just kind of a stiffness to his design, but like that spin dash looks
It's so fluid.
so much more animated. Yeah, like it's leaning forward a bit and it's kicking up dirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a fucking cool design. But like, God, and this just reminds me of that stupid ass what culture video, like games that never exceeded their first game. And they put Sonic 1 in there, and I just left a comment like, "Motherfucker, you go back to Sonic 1 and pretend you do not spin dash. Like, shut your fucking mouth.
I love
Get
how
out of
this.
here."
I love how what the spin dash does to that boss fight too. Just
Oh,
like because
yes.
you can just go up the wall and then jump off the wall and hit him immediately, and then go back up the other side and do the same thing.
And it feels
So-
so good.
It's so good.
Like so when I
don't- Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
when I played that boss there's a way I played that boss as a kid, and then there's a way I played that boss 2 hours ago before we started the show.
Yeah.
No.
The way I played that boss as a kid was, okay, it wants me to get on the bumpers, and it wants me to time
Yeah.
when he's about to drop his little ball, and then I'm going to hit him once. And as a result, I spent a shit ton of lives on that fight whenever I was a kid. As an adult, I was like, wait, I can just use the corkscrew to let my ball. This is going to sound weird. To let my ball physics. The corkscrew could let my ball physics just abuse this old man.
There's a lot of just wasted space in that boss arena. It is a satisfying one. I think it's weird. I don't know, like, I guess they're just trying to go for like the casino light up situation there, but it looks like somebody just deck out their shitty old car and they're driving it in this homecoming parade. It's so messy. But I thought it was weird that Sonic CD had I wouldn't call it better in terms of how it plays, but it has more of a pinball design for a boss fight in the second zone, as opposed to Sonic 2, where it has a whole proper pinball level, and then that boss fight's just kind of there. I mean, it's fun to just ramp up and just knock that fucker, but yeah, I don't know. That was one of those things where it's like, I kind of wish I could see like the Sonic 2 developers take that Sonic CD boss fight and see what they could do with it, because I think it'd been much less frustrating. And probably a little bit more thematically fitting too.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyone else have any fun thoughts about Casino Night, or should we move on to, is it Hilltop?
Gambling. Okay, yeah,
What?
we're good.
It wasn't Hilltop, was it? I thought it was Mystic Cave next.
It's
No.
Hilltop, then Mystic Cave.
Mystic Cave is later.
Oh, okay. So
Hilltop, I
like,
keep forgetting about it, man. Like, even to
I
this
love
day,
Hilt.
keep
I
thinking of it.
love that stage.
You go ahead then. Tell
And
us.
well,
Tell us why you
because
love
it's it's weird because so many people dislike that stage, and I never really understood why. I think that it's cool that it has a ton of branching paths. Like you can break through the ground, like to get to different parts of the level. And if you're on one path, you can just go to a lower path by jumping on and break through rocks and stuff. And like, there's a lot of secrets in Hilltop, especially like I think it's in Act 2 when there's like a big huge room where you take the little like conveyor things, the little, what is it called, the lift,
Yeah.
and if you jump, you can straight jump off the top of it and hang left, and there's a life that's just in the middle of the lava all the way to the left of the screen.
Yep.
And there's a spring under it. It bounces you right back up to where you were. There's a lot of stuff like that in that stage. And I don't know, it's just a fun stage, and I like how it looks.
I don't know why I forget about it, because I did notice like that was one of those games where I'd only progressed like a level or so between game overs as a kid.
Yeah.
Casino Night was probably the easiest, but like Hilltop gave me some challenges when with the Rising Volcano section in the middle there. I had a bit of a challenge with that, because I thought I remembered like the door just kind of closing on me on the way out and just not opening back up a couple times. Did that happen to anybody else?
It comes back up. I think it, like, I don't know what triggers it, but it does rise and come back down. But you get an invincibility monitor before that, don't you?
Mhm.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do. I was actually just thinking of that because my playthroughs of it, I consistently kept getting that invincibility monitor before that, and I was thinking to myself, boy, sure I am glad I have this because I'm just standing there on top of the lava waiting for the door to open.
Oh, that's the best when the lava gets too high that you can't get through the path. So you have to
Yeah.
wait
Yep.
for it to drop back down a little bit, but you have the invincibility, so it's fine.
That it looks so weird when it's waiting to go down. Like it's like a solid wall of lava that just doesn't move. And
Yeah.
there's like this tiny little area that you're like, oh my god, Sonic, you're short enough to crawl through that. Come on, just get belly down on the lava. You can do it.
Did anyone else
That-
think that it looked weird? The lava? Like, it's
Yes.
just kind of furry?
The lava does look kind of like a spiny caterpillar.
Or like wavy grass, just the wrong color.
It might
That
have just
section-
been a color palette limitation.
That section kind of reminds me of like not being able to get through the door. It kind of reminds me of Nick, what's that stage that I hate from Sonic 3? The
Oh.
grassy one?
That's everyone's Marble Garden, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Because it has that
No, like
that
that
part
one.
where like the slope like collapses and whatever, or it like rises and it like traps you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, at the end section there, yeah. No, that part is pretty bullshit.
Kind of always saw like Hilltop as like a filler zone, to be honest. Like I kind of just feel like you do casino night and it's like this big celebration and it's like, okay, what's next? And you think it's Mystic Cave and you're gonna have a fun spooky time. It's like, oh no, it's just Hilltop and it's a
I
hill
think
with some clouds. And the music has gone from this upbeat jazz to suddenly just singing Guinea Pig, and it's just overall it's just air.
I think it gets a bad rap. I think it gets a bad rap in that regard just because it's an asset flip.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
a
I
big
think,
part of
yeah.
it is the first 4 zones of the game. I mean, first one is over and done pretty quick. It is stuff we've seen before, but again, very easy to get the hang of. But like everything after that, it so prominently designed, like it just stands out for a Sonic game. And then yeah, by the time you get to Hilltop, it kind of feels like we've done the song and dance before, even if you technically haven't. Like we are still doing new things. I definitely like that plesiosaurus robot in there.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
lot of like new like gimmicks in that stage.
I'm gonna be honest. It took you mentioning that it was an asset flip for me to even realize that.
Yeah.
I think my
ju-
brain realized it as a kid though, because like I keep forgetting it even existed. But
I
I think
always
my brain
liked it.
realized it. Yeah, no, it's still a good level.
And it's got a really nice color palette too.
Yeah, the blues and the greens together are nice. What I
Well,
like
especially
about
with the
it,
clouds in the background too.
the clouds in the background, again, like back to the whole parallax scrolling thing. The
Yeah, yeah.
amount of cloud layers that they jammed in there to make it feel like there was a vastness to that level
Yeah.
was
It
just
feels like you're on a
perfect.
hilltop.
It does. Yeah. That,
no. It feels like you're on a. It feels like you're on a mountaintop. I live in
Yeah,
I live in Georgia. I know the difference between a mountain and a hill.
I was looking at that last night and I was thinking to myself, this is like just watching those clouds moving in the background, and I was thinking to myself, this is one of the things that's special about Sonic and why it's lasted so long was even back on the Genesis, it had such a great sense of atmosphere.
Yeah.
The places that you're in Sonic 2 and many of the other games as well. I think that's something I really appreciate about 3 too. Is just, man, they're so good at just setting you in these places and making you remember them and making you love them. It's
But
like
I
I
do
didn't have a
just-
problem with Hilltop. I just thought it was
Yeah.
pleasant.
Just scale
What
and
I do
scope.
like about those middle areas is it does feel pretty wide and open and feels like you can really cut loose. This is why I compare it to like some of the middle sections of Sonic 3, like how constrained some of that stuff feels. Because like by the time you get to the 3rd zone, like that level is over designed. It's got way too much going on there. It's got a flow to it like anything else, but it for beginners, there are more than a couple times where it is just going to smack you right in the fucking face or just instantly kill you. And you don't really get that in the middle section of Sonic 2. It really does feel like a fun, I don't know, it does feel wide and open. It feels like, yeah, you're on
Yeah.
top of the hills and the mountains and everything else like that.
It feels consistent. Like it feels like there's consistent difficulty, a consistent challenge, and a consistent overall design to it. Like
I also like how there's a portion where you start to like kind of crack into the hill instead of walking around in the top of the hill, which now I know is an asset swap. I'm never going to be able to unsee it now. But when you get in the hill, suddenly there's a lot more lava and everything, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
this isn't a hill, this is a volcano.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's cool shit, dude.
Never thought that, actually. I just thought there was lava inside of the hill.
And there's branching paths hidden under rocks.
Yep.
You break a rock, and then you go somewhere else. It's a fucking cool stage. I don't know why
They
everybody's
also,
like.
they also had a
"This is
lot
the
of
boring
seesaws.
one."
There's a lot of seesaws in there
Yeah,
as well,
yeah,
to be fair.
There's the seesaws. There's the those, like I mentioned before, the lift, which you don't realize drops you if you stay on it too long.
Yep. Though, to be fair, though, I will say this, going back and revisiting that stage, looking at the lifts, the fact that they're kind of like precariously balanced on a bunch of vines, and they're all really thin. Like, there was that kind of signal like, hey, this thing isn't maybe safe to stay. Like, you wouldn't stay on this as a functioning person for long periods of time and think that this was gonna keep you up.
Well, that's Sonic for you, though, dude. Like, it's most other platformers, like that's the obvious way to go. You stay on this, and you just keep following this path. And like, I can't remember the last time I ever used any fucking lift in that level when I play through it. Like, well, I'm just gonna drop down because I don't need to use this.
Well, yeah, because
I'm Sonic the fucking Hedgehog.
Because they all slide down, so you can just like spin dash jump over and just go, wee, I'm flying.
Or just dip on down because you're gonna get the platform down there when you know what you're doing.
It does kind of feel like Sonic 2 was where the franchise was trying to teach the player that it's like you are expected to have some. You're not even just given the freedom to have agency over this. You're expected to.
Yes.
Like you have to react accordingly. You have to be skilled at it, I guess.
I'm really stupid because I just realized this, but a lot of the bosses, like a lot of the Robotnik bosses in Sonic 2, his whatever he's using against you usually has to do with the theme of the stage itself. Like you look at Chemical Plant, he's dropping like poison or whatever on you. You look at what's it called, Aquatic Ruin, he's shooting arrows, and the arrows kind of play into that like jungle kind of theme.
And
then
they were a pain in the ass too through the
sorry.
And then you get to, I'm not sure about Casino, but when you get to Hilltop, he's shooting fire at you. It's a lava. There's lava in it because it is a volcano. You know.
Yep.
Like
then when you get to Oil Ocean, he's lighting the platforms on fire because they have oil slicks on them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even that Chemical Plant one, it's not even just that he's like throwing poison at you.
He's fishing it from the water.
Yeah, he's draining the chemicals from below you and using it against you. So he's like literally using the stage as his attacks.
Does that in Mystic Cave too.
He does, yeah.
He collapses stalactites on you.
Speaking of Mystic Cave,
Sonic 2 so good.
Why is Mystic Cave the best? Here's a lovely thing that started with Mystic Cave.
Are we skipping the boss?
I mean, we kind of talked.
We just
like,
kind of did there.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say about it?
I mean, besides the fact that it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid because the laser.
Mm-hmm.
That I would and everything in that boss fight feels kind of surprising, especially like the first time.
You don't know what you're gonna get.
You're not expecting that thing to jump out of the water, we're talking about when he's shooting the fire on the platforms, like you don't really know at first that he's gonna light the entire platform on fire your first go through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it is. I mean, I think that we're gonna see the reuse stuff there. I mean, this is not so much with Hilltop, but like when you go to Oil Ocean, you kind of like, I feel like we've done this song and dance before.
Yeah, but like with the Hilltop boss, you can do that same cheesy. It's basically the same cheesing from Oil Ocean.
Yeah.
But Oil Ocean, you can land in the oil and get back up. In Hilltop, you kind of have to. Hilltop, you kind of have to like. It's like a gamble how long you hit him for, because if you go too long, you land in the lava.
Yep.
I gotta say, I do appreciate that though. Like I was saying, with like just environment and atmosphere and everything, they were just like, okay, so here's all this oil. You don't like immediately sink into it. You slowly like fall, and you can. Like,
I always appreciated that. I remember like seeing that, thinking I better not land in here. Then of course error happens. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, that's not bad.
I like
Well-
when games play with environments like that. Banjo-Kazooie did something similar where they were like, "Hey, there's an oil slick on the water. That means you can't breathe when you're on the water." Like just when games do that kind of like playing around with your environment instead of just going, "Oil bad, you fall in, you die."
Well, and I might be getting ahead of myself here, but I do also love how Mania kind of took the next step with that.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, let's save that for Oil Ocean because
Yeah.
I do think we will have more appreciation for it because I'm surprised how long we've been talking about Hilltop. I really thought it was gonna be like
It's
okay,
a
that's
nice
it.
stage. It's so pleasant.
That's
I
why we
love
got Gilly
Hilltop.
here. I love it. But yeah, I gotta talk about
Wait till
Mystic
Metropolis.
Cave.
And...
Yeah.
Mm.
Dude, like Mystic Cave has no business. That music slaps so fucking hard.
Ooh, it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
And
Oh,
it
yeah, for
starts
sure.
this trend that I don't think gets appreciated enough. Spooky Sonic music always fucking slaps. Like you could just take the history of spooky Sonic music and just have a fucking Halloween rave to that.
But it
shit,
does.
dude.
Yeah, it doesn't even just sound spooky though. It sounds like a spooky party.
Yeah, it's like
it's
it's like somebody sitting back in a Frankenstein costume just messing with synths. And it's great.
Somebody's gonna scare you with a Frankenstein costume and then start fucking dancing with you. It's amazing.
That is the best opening to like. So there are not many like 2D platformer stages that I think start off that strong. Where you're not expecting. You're in Hilltop first of all. You're out. It's all pretty and like there's clouds, and then you're in a cave, and it's dark as shit, and you hear.
Oh my god, dude.
God.
It is so fucking-
Every time I see Chemical Plant Zone get brought back post generations, this is the level I would like to replace it with. Like, if whenever I'm complaining like, "Oh, Chemical Plant again," and people are like, "Well, what would you choose?" This would be the zone, like Mystic Cave.
I think I would just have Mystic Cave. I think it's a good level. I think it's fine for a level. But I think that music deserves a better level design because like I wish they played with like the spookier elements of it instead of just mining. And there's an electric fucking flashlight bug here.
Well,
I guess, too.
because like the level
There's
itself,
that-
it's a mine shaft. The
Yeah.
areas you're running on are literally minecart rails, and like
yeah, I know what it
Then why
is.
is this not the level that they used in the Minecraft DLC then instead of Chemical Plant?
There's some anxiety like inducing things in that stage, like the little caterpillar guy that
That's
jumps out.
true. Yeah,
And
that's
the
true.
and those platforms that come out that you have to jump on, but they have spikes on the end. And you're not
Mhm.
expecting them to have spikes all
and
of
the,
a sudden just
or
come
the
after
spikes just rotate around.
you.
oh, no, that's later.
No. The ones the like layered platforms that come out
Yeah,
'cause you
that come
can't
out.
jump. Yeah.
Mhm. No, I'm not saying it's a bad level. I think it's perfectly fine. I just think in comparison, I can understand why Chemical Plant would come back because I mean, music's really good. I don't think it's as good as Mystic Cave, but I mean, the thrill of the speed, that really defines Sonic 2.
Yeah, no,
I
I like
can-
it. I get it. I get why they chose Chemical Plant for Generations and Mania, but it's just like now that you've done that many times, put that off limits and choose a different stage from Sonic 2.
Well,
Yeah.
And I just think if you pick one, go for Mystic Cave because like it's not one of the more saturated ones, but like stylistically, visually, and everything, it looks amazing. Like, and it could definitely benefit from a redo.
I think so. I think they've continued those themes going forward though, because they've done some really cool shit with like spooky, dancey. It's not really haunted. It's Halloween. Like the
I just
difference
like
there.
my purple cave with the green vines and stuff.
And I get that, and I think it could come back because like you look at like any future like Halloweeny Sonic level, and they kind of have that similar vibe to it. Like I mean, obviously you got Pumpkin Hill. I don't think the music goes. I know people like that track. I don't think it goes anywhere near as hard as
It's
Mystic
just a
Cave
meme
does.
song. It's just
But
a
it still
meme
has all those like fun Halloween elements to it, or like Red Mountain from Sonic Adventure. And you have those prisoners and shit in there, and like the music just goes crazy when you're in the middle of that mountain. Like
Yeah.
that's what I felt from it. Like how we see casino shit all over the place. I don't think we appreciate how much a Mystic Cave has kind of helped define future Sonic titles as well, because we see a lot of that too. Or like Sonic Rush is either Rush or Rush Adventure, where they had the haunted ship, and that fucking track goes crazy too. but they bring in more spooky like ghosts and skeletons and shit like that too. What a great fucking level. I think the track's the best part of it, but goddamn it, I'm glad they evolved the theme of Halloween Sonic, because that's some of my favorite shit for Sonic franchise stuff.
Just
I
worth
also think
noting-
I also think that Mystic Cave kind of, not by a ton, but it kind of ramps up the difficulty a little bit.
It does. I can
Yeah, a
agree
little
with
bit,
that.
yeah. It's fair though. It's like a consistent
yeah.
like
Yeah,
grind,
Yeah.
like-
it certainly prepares you for what you're going to be dealing with later. Because I'm going to be honest, I just don't like oil ocean.
It's
Well,
worth,
it feels like it's a definitive like break into an act 2 of the game.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this though. I think like the boss on Mystic Cave, it's fine, all except for the spikes that fall on you. They feel just a bit unfair at times.
I mean, that's the only challenge of that boss, though.
I don't mind the spikes.
Oh
So
yeah, you know what? You're right. Never mind.
the spikes are
You have
telegraphed.
exactly one thing to dodge.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay,
the spikes are
um,
telegraphed perfectly fine. I'm fine with them. You can tell when they're
Yeah,
coming.
but you can tell but you kind of, I don't know, you can kind of panic. There's also so much other debris that you might get like confused.
Yeah, that's
Well, yeah,
part of it.
the rocks falling
know
and stuff
that,
confuses you because it's like you don't know at first that, oh shit, those won't hurt me.
Also he
I know-
hurts you. So it's not
Yep.
just, yeah.
True. There it is. There it is. I know that we don't usually read super chats until later on, but this one's kind of relevant. Ed Logical sends $2 saying, "What about the hidden palace from the mobile port?" So in the mobile port, the Whitehead version, they replaced the pit with an entrance to the hidden palace, and instead of doing Act 2, you can just do hidden palace instead. And I thought that was a genius move,
Yeah.
a really good way of incorporating
so.
it. But there's
Such a good
One
way to play the
thing- there's one thing about it that fucking infuriates me,
Oh,
and it's that they use the wrong music.
They do?
Yeah, they use the multiplayer Mystic Cave music in there instead of that one track that we all went into sound tests in our
Yeah.
childhood and found that one track and we're like, "What's this? Use that. Why are you using the multiplayer music?"
I can't remember. I honestly don't remember Hidden Palace well enough to either
Also, I
contend
think
or
the-
agree, honestly.
Boss fight in Hidden Palace, if I remember right, was some kind of piano-based thing.
Yeah, like
Um,
I think Eggman has like trombones or some shit.
It's a very
Yeah,
Phantom of
great-
the Opera thing. Like it's under the
great
cave,
boss.
and it's a big organ back there. Yeah. No, it was a really clever way to re-implement that.
The only
bit-
the only better placement in the game, because it's great that he just got rid of the death pit, which I
Yeah.
hated. The only thing that would have been better is if they just replaced Metropolis. But
Dang.
But yeah, no, I think also from like a visual standpoint, Hidden Palace is one of
Yeah.
my favorite looking zones in Sonic 2. It just looks beautiful.
Yeah. No, I think that definitely showed the confidence of Christian Whitehead for Mania going forward. Like he did good with that level.
Oh, he
And
did.
I think he proved
Oh,
himself
music,
to
though.
Sega with that. I was like, yeah, I can rebuild your game, but I can also,
it's such a
I know how they're made.
stark difference between Sega and Nintendo too,
Jeez.
because Nintendo would never allow some shit like that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, really, I know this is a bigger conversation. I really hate that it's either one extreme or the other, where Nintendo's going to make some really good games, but fuck the community, basically.
Yeah.
Where Sega's like, we'll
Well,
make games, but we need the community to make us good
Well,
games.
that coupled with just the fact that like it is something that was cut from the game. Nintendo
Yeah.
would never be like, let's resurrect this thing we didn't use.
no,
like, I mean,
Nintendo. What Nintendo's
Like,
gonna do?
They're never gonna hire like Dr. M64 to work on a new Metroid.
Correct. No, what Nintendo's
It's
gonna
the
do
best
is
thing
they're
to do
gonna.
as well, like if you're gonna remake something that famously has missing chapters, put them back in there, like. And I think that's the best thing they could have done for that Sonic 2 mobile
Yeah.
port.
I agree. Yeah.
but instead Nintendo would rather just go, we're just going to release the game exactly as it was in 4x3, and we're going to release the wrong edition of it that people don't actually want, but they're not going to know about that unless they're
And we're going to charge full price.
and we're going to charge full price and limited time sale.
You also have the duality of Sega, which is, we'll do that 16:9. Yeah, add an old stage that we didn't finish. Yeah, totally. But also just on mobile.
Yeah, no, it's bullshit. However, the Origins collection, I believe, might be fixing that. I don't see why they would make. We know it's 16:9. I kind of think I've made the assumption that it's going to be the Whitehead ports.
Yeah, I feel like they're going
to. If it's not the Whitehead ports, I'm gonna fucking take my own life. I
feel
swear.
like that's what they're gonna do. No, because I don't blame you. Because like, they already had the Whitehead ports, and then they also I think they got M2 to do another port of Sonic 2.
Oh come on!
Yeah,
Why?
the Switch version is a completely different port. I did not understand. Like, there's some decent quality of life improvements, but why the fuck don't you take the base game that was the mobile? I don't get
it. Makes no sense at all.
You've already been handed perfection. Use it.
God, this is like when Square was like, we'll re-release Chrono Trigger for you, but it's going to be the mobile version on Steam.
If Sonic Origins is the Whitehead ports, I'll buy it. I don't care that I already own these games in numerous other forms. If it's the Whitehead versions, I will buy them. It's not.
And if
then
it's
I'm not
going
to buy it.
then I'm going to angrily buy it.
Yep, I'll buy it angrily.
I'm not going to do it. I'll stick with my ROM hacks. I'll stick with the other stuff.
I'm waiting to see because I'm like, I can't. I have to put my Sonic reviews on hold until the Origins collection comes out, but I don't know. I still don't know if that's the version I'm going to be using.
Just do it, you pussy. Just start with the originals and then do a comparison.
Well, hey guys, I'll be just right back momentarily. But I mean, if there's nothing else to say about Mystic Cave, what do you guys feel about Oil Ocean? We keep hitting at it. We haven't really talked about it yet.
I love everything except for those fucking seahorses.
The seahorses are. Dude, oh my god, there's a moment. Okay, there's a moment in Oil Ocean that is I didn't hate the seahorses until this exact moment. So you know how there's the platforms that like
you're gonna say exactly what I think you're gonna say.
There's the platforms that exhaust, like they exhaust and shoot up.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 4 platforms in sequence, and you have to time it so that it's like, okay, you get the apex and you jump off, you land on the next one, and it's a waiting game. It's agitating, but it's one part of the level, and then you're on the final one, and you're about to shoot up, and then suddenly you fall back down to the beginning because guess what? There was a horse, and guess what? There's no way to hurt it, and there's no way to know it was there.
It's got projectile attacks. 2 of them.
The thing that I remember most about Oil Ocean is you've got those ball cannon things that shoot you into other ball cannons, and then
yes, Donkey Kong Country. I remember.
Yeah, there's a bit in there where you get an invincibility straight before jumping into the ball cannons, and you're just watching Sonic get past these ball cannons as the invincibility. And all I could think is, yeah.
Dude, when I went in the ball cannons, all my brain could do this. Like, I forget what the release schedule was. I think Donkey Kong Country came out after Sonic 2. I could be wrong, but my brain just immediately went, "Oh boy, barrels!"
I think it's a good level though. To be honest, I like Oil Ocean.
I like it.
I don't.
Music is good too.
It's one of those things where like. I don't hate the level. It's not like a Marble Zone for me where I'm just like, wow, I hate the level, and there's some moments where it's good. With Oil Ocean, it's like, I don't hate the level, but there are some parts in this that make me want to rip the cartridge out and throw it across the room.
See, I never had that with Oil Ocean, to be honest. Like, for me, like, I think it's like Oil Ocean and Hilltop are 2 perfectly fine zones, but they feel fillery.
See, when I remember growing up and sucking, I still suck at video games. Not much has changed. I started playing Monster Hunter, and I wonder why I love this franchise. But with my sucking at video games not being a thing that changed, I was never able to beat Sonic 2 as a kid. The closest I ever got was by playing as Knuckles, because there's a lot of sections in Sonic 2 that are made a lot easier when you play them as Knuckles. except Oil Ocean. Oil Ocean does not improve at all with Knuckles. In fact, actually, I think Oil Ocean's worse with Knuckles.
Yeah.
More than likely. I'm trying to remember why that level gave me so much trouble as a kid, because I distinctly remember that being
Seahorses.
it might just be seahorses, sure. I mean the later levels, obviously, there's good reason why they cause so much grief for me. But yeah, I don't know if you guys touched on it or not, but I definitely, like Sir said earlier, I definitely like it when they start playing around with stuff. Because I didn't know how to handle the oil at first when I first started playing the game. But once I realized like it was thick and you can just hop into it, like it was fun to kind of play around with it.
It's viscous and moist.
Stop.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Nope.
It sure is.
it sure is.
I have made Wayne distinctly uncomfortable.
Oh God. That was the easiest boss to cheese though, out of any of them in the game, I think.
That boss scared the piss out of me.
As a kid, yeah.
Yeah.
Until I realized, oh, there's oil there. I remember testing it out for the first time. Like, will he fuck with me if I'm in the oil? Oh, he doesn't. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
The oil becomes your safe place.
That worm with the hook at the end of it scared the shit out of me. And him being erratic with that laser, it hitting the platform, and then the whole platform doing whatever that is.
Just catching on fire like that, yeah.
It's not even fire, it's like plasma. It's like plasma that moves.
Well, yeah, because the idea is that the platform's slick with oil, so if the laser hits the oil, it all lights on the way down.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. I like it, and it's nice and anxiety inducing. But then, like with a lot of the bosses in that game, once you figure out that you can just be on top of Eggman and ruin his day.
Yeah.
Oh, I do love doing that.
Oh my God. And if you have tails there, like, yeah, you just you go under a platform and you just hop towards the center of it and you're not going to get touched. Well, you drown a fox in oil.
Or you just have a
job done.
Or you just have a friend or a little sibling who controls tails. You're just like, okay, I'll dodge the boss. You be my weapon. That's the thing I did. That's the thing I did growing up, actually, is that when I had trouble, it's mostly in Sonic 3, when I would have trouble, it'd be like, okay, 2-player mode. I will focus on dodging the boss. You be my bludgeon.
Yeah, and that's why my poor little brother's like, I mean, we'd have to take turns because the poor kid's like, I don't want to play Tails. Like, yeah, you're invincible. Like, yeah, I don't really get to play the game until like the boss fight. And Minster 2000 said there's a hidden invincibility box near the Oil Ocean boss area. It's not even in the Christian Whitehead port, I believe. It's useless. That's why. You don't need it. But thank you for the money. We appreciate it.
Oh my God.
The tact from this guy.
Oh, man.
Nick, this is why you haven't been able to go full-time on YouTube. I'm kidding.
Yep, basically. Yep.
I'm kidding.
It's all good. It's fine. Be sure to subscribe to Game Apologist.
Yeah, guys, please do. I'm so look, we are his emotional support group as well. Please, for the love of God, let this guy go full time on YouTube.
I'm gonna snap away half your subscribers for you.
We need to quit just Thanosing people, man.
Wayne, I thought I told you utilitarian ethics don't work like that. Those are Malthusian ethics.
Not with that attitude, they don't.
God damn it.
Oh my God. Are we done with Oil Ocean?
I think so.
Is it Metropolis after that?
It is. Yes, it is Metropolis after that.
So fuck Metropolis, right?
Yep. Okay, so let's talk about Sky
easily,
Chase.
Oh, okay. I feel like we had a lot of. I feel like we could have just done group therapy for Metropolis. Okay.
I do want to say
I'm
something.
having a stroke.
So real quick. Metropolis Zone.
Shit.
There's no such thing as real quick Metropolis.
No, there's not.
Okay, so Wayne, you asked the question. I feel like that's a great point to bounce off of. Let me quickly unload a fucking.
Oh no,
laundry
never mind. I was just
machine.
reminded which place this was. I was thinking of a different zone. I forgot it was named this. Fucking Splicers. Go to hell, Metropolis. Never mind. Okay,
Yes.
good. I understand.
The Starbot boys. I don't know what they're called. I think they're called like Asterons or something. But like I'm gonna call them the Starbot
Staryus.
boys.
You're talking
The
about
Staryus? Yeah.
the ones that are completely
Pokemon.
invincible and they're just like under you and they fire spikes everywhere, right? When
and
there's
they're kind of just unavoidable.
yes,
There's the
Pokemon.
nuts that you have to nut on and like run.
you know
and shit.
the worst part
Cog
about Metropolis
platforming?
Zone. The worst part about Metropolis Zone. This was my brain. I can again just did this morning. I can tell you my exact thoughts after dealing with Act 1 and Act 2, getting into Act 3 and going, oh, maybe it's just the boss.
No.
Nah.
No.
And
That
then
boss
being
was kind of bullshit too.
You know
and
what's-
then being
you know what's
disappointed.
You know what's fucked? It's not those Staryus are not that big of a. They're annoying, but like if you're going through that stage confidently, it's really easy to avoid them, unless you're playing with Tails, who is never an issue in the game until that stage when you have to use the fucking nut to go up the bump, and he's in the opposite fucking direction, and he's making you go slower,
Yes.
and there's a fucking Staryu that you can't avoid because Tails is like, no, let's get hit by it.
So if you fall off of the nut,
Mm-hmm.
so punishing because you have to go off screen, get that nut
Uh-huh.
off screen.
Yep,
go
you
back
get
and
it to
then
reset.
back on
Get
the
it to
nut.
respawn,
And-
and then
There's lava everywhere, and it's just it's the thing is,
And
I
then
get it.
you get to the top
The
and there's a
final
slicer.
The final stage needs to be a bit sadistic and difficult, but this was just too much.
And
No, all
it
those-
wasn't the final stage either. It wasn't
Well,
even the
would-
final stage.
yeah.
Would you believe that there was actually a zone that I disliked a little bit more than Metropolis in this game?
How?
Nope. And it wasn't chemical
I-
plant.
I
No,
think
I
I
know
think
what
I
you
know
mean.
what you're thinking.
I think I'm
I
with
know
you
what you're
there.
thinking.
Yeah.
How?
It's the
Sky
only
Chase.
so we haven't gotten there yet. It's not Sky
Oh, I'm-
Chase.
Oh,
I know what it is. I know
can't
exactly
imagine.
what it is.
Sky
Wait,
Chase I thought
agree.
was Sky Chase was maybe a little dull. It's very easy and you just
It's
kind of like
got
I-
robot turtles.
I love Sky Chase so much because it's easy as shit. It's
Yeah.
very short, and it's such a breath of fresh air after 3 acts of Metropolis Zone.
It's a quick
Mhm.
intermission.
It's
It's a
cool.
quick relax now.
I
moment
actually-
before you get into the real shit.
I feel like I'm the only person that didn't complain that they did the thing in Mania with it.
Probably.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's-
didn't mind that
what?
either.
No, you're talking about like in the Westopolis zone.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
where you start off.
Yeah.
With, no, that's fucking great. People
Westopolis?
sleep on that?
I shit my
what's
pants when I
Westopolis
saw it. I was
Zone?
like,
The beginning of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Jesus.
Wayne,
Christ.
you fucking genius.
Did people not like that?
It's not called Westopolis.
Yeah, it's called the what it's whatever. It's Western
Wild
Sonic
West
stage.
Zone.
It's,
Yeah.
What?
it's Westopolis to me. I don't
Wait,
fucking
It's
care.
fucking
What's it called?
Rootin' Tootin' Zone. Who gives a shit?
Wait.
The point is, they
Yeah.
did Sky Chase in it.
Yeehaw Zone. Garage Saloon. That's it. There it
It's
is.
it's
Yeah.
High Noon Zone.
Oh god, Westopolis was that level from Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yes!
It
Yes.
was the first
Let
level.
me,
of
let,
Shadow
me,
the
let me
Hedgehog.
tell you, I think the only time the Sky Chase plane mechanic ever became egregious to me was in Sonic 4 Episode 2, because they dragged it out for so goddamn long.
I literally
in
forgot
that
I was
one.
there. Ugh. Well, it's got robot turtles. It's got the best badniks I've ever seen.
And you can stand on their dads.
You know what's
Yeah.
you know what was cool about that, by the way, which is a thing in Sky Chase I thought was cool. So the turtles, right?
Hmm.
If you stand in front of them, they shoot you. But
Mhm.
if you kill the baby turtle that's piloting the big turtle, it doesn't shoot at you anymore because it doesn't have a pilot.
Yeah, that's true. But I want to know what happens to the saved turtles, like there's pigs and turtles in the robots.
Oh, they grieve. They grieve for their child.
No, so you bust the robots.
They
and
fall
then
to
they
their
fall out of
death.
the sky.
So I have okay. So have you ever seen? You've seen the Sonic OVA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know the little like robot turtle with the jetpack that's got like the little rockets in it, and it just kind of it's a stupid little joke they kind of added into the end where it's got little jet boosters in its shell and it kind of like scoots along through the air.
Like
Oh
Gamera.
no.
I want to believe that was not actually like a robot because everything else about it looked organic. I want to believe that in the world of Sonic the Hedgehog, that is just a thing that exists.
So they're all
It's-
baby Gamras, is what you're saying.
Rocket
Yeah.
Turtles.
Yeah, there's just rocket turtles everywhere, and so I
So
think
we're just
they're fine.
killing.
Nick.
We're just killing organic life now as Sonic.
What?
What? No, I'm saying inside the robotic turtles, there's the little baby turtles. They just happen to have jetpacks in their shells.
So we
I
kill
have
them.
to believe Sonic is not murdering innocent animals. So
No.
they have to be fine. There's
See-
something going on that makes them fine.
I can tell
it's
you
the only
exactly
way
what
to-
happens. I can tell you exactly what happens, Nick. And all the animals are safe. When the animals fall down, there are these bees.
Swear to fucking God. All right.
So
And they
every time
can't
Sonic
swim
throws a
in the
Badnik
zone.
in space,
Sonic
does the
kill
animal
myself on
inside
stream.
suffocate to death? Actually, yeah, these
Oh
are
my
things
God.
worth noting, actually. For every time Sonic destroys a Badnik and the animal pops out, we never really considered out in underwater levels. What about in space levels? What about when it's over lava? Is Sonic just murdering the fucking flickies?
Bees. The bees save them.
So you're,
God.
so is Cucky just drowning?
Isn't he
Cucky's
all?
dead. Cucky's fucking dead.
Oh god.
I had cookie for lunch.
I'm so angry that they renamed him in Mario and Sonic at the 2020 Olympics.
I made
Kentucky-
Cookie watch me
Kentucky-
eat lunch.
It's some Kentucky Fried Cucky.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Such a
Fucking that
specific
chicken.
fetish to look up on X video, you know? It's so tedious. Bada bang 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 bang.
Save it for
Wing
the Sonic horror
Fortress
review.
Zone.
So
Wing
anyways,
Fortress.
Skate Chase good. I think we all agree on that, right?
No,
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm the one that doesn't like it.
Sir, shut the fuck up. Your opinion doesn't matter.
Okay.
Hey, you have
it's not my
literally you have an
favorite.
anime profile pic. We're not
It's-
listening to you.
You're
I think it's-
literally a dog.
I don't like Sky Chase either. I like the Badniks. I think it's fine just because Metropolis was such a pain in the ass, but it's not why I play a Sonic game. Like I'm not looking fuck yeah, Sky Chase. Fuck yeah. Like I'm not waiting to get to that point of the game, you know.
I might
It
be a
works
little
entirely
biased.
within the
it-
context of it's after Metropolis.
It is a
basically,
sigh
as well
of
as
relief
that.
stage.
Yeah.
Sure, I understand why it's there. I don't hate it. I'm kind of whatever about it when the turtles aren't involved. So when it came back, I was like, well, I guess we're doing this again. Sure. And its placement here is just pure fan service and mania because I did not need this right after Chemical Plant.
Oh, I loved it. I loved.
Of course you did. Of fucking course you did.
Well, because no one, I was not expecting that. It's
Yeah.
one thing for them to like, I knew that they were going to bring back old stages or whatever, but it's a totally new stage where the entire gimmick is that it's an old stage.
Yeah, I mean that's
Which
the
is
point
like-
of Mania is to be like,
No, I know, but the point of Mania was the opposite. Because all those stages are the same, asset, like the same aesthetic from those old stages, but they're making new stages out of them. This was the opposite. This was like they recreated the old stage, but it's the new stage. Like
Yep.
it's
yes, true.
it's instead of the aesthetic with the new stage design, it was flipped the other way around.
I like that it didn't end there too. I like that the second half of it is that train section. It is a very unique act in that game.
Yeah.
I did like it, throwing me for a loop there. I'm gonna say it. I fucking hated Wing Fortress as a kid.
I love that
Like,
stage.
Same. I still hate it. It's just bottomless pit. The level, to be honest, and like
So
to be
It
fair,
really
It's
is.
the one level where it's justified. It's justified because in the theming, but I still don't like it.
so
Yeah,
that was the. Sorry, go ahead.
It's not the whole time. There is. I'm going to tell you right now that stage has way less bottomless pit hazards than a Dimp Sonic game.
I mean, yes.
Oh, but that's not even saying
But-
very much, really, is it?
Okay, look, the
but-
bar was low. You cleared it.
That, the thing is, the bottomless pit thing is really only an issue for like part of the stage. A lot of that stage, you're safe.
It's
If you have
mainly
any
when you're
fear, right?
outside.
That game's
Yeah.
gonna fuck with you.
There's
Like it fucks you hard. If you're not going through that level again with confidence,
Yeah.
it's like we're just gonna put this little roller skate next to the pit. Oh,
Well, that's the thing. If you have confidence, it's actually one of the easier stages.
dude, the
oh,
roller
yeah,
skate.
for sure.
The roller skate bit screwed with me because so with the roller skate bit, if you have an input pressed,
Don't
the-
touch anything.
yep, if you have
Yep.
if you have an input pressed at the last second, the part of the game that says Sonic has momentum and the part of the game that says Sonic's feet are sticky, just it turns on at the very last second, and suddenly you have no momentum anymore, and you're doing a small jump over the other pit. You have to
Yep.
you have to take your hands off the controller. There's only two things about the Wing Fortress that I hate, and it's that part where I have to let go of the controller to survive, and then the part where you're inside the plane, you get out of the plane, and then you're hanging on those panels using the same mechanic from like Hydrocity Zone, and the panels are breaking, and there's a moment where you have a choice. You either go to the left or to the right, and in the game up to this point, going to the left hasn't been the worst thing in the world. There's a lot of levels that kind of snake down, making you do that. But if you go to the left, you just go back to the beginning of the level on accident, and you have to go through everything all over again.
It's a very confusing design.
And I definitely did that this morning, and I hate it.
That's my thing, was that is the one stage I think I like the least out of Sonic 2, and part of it is that is the only stage where I got lost and didn't know which way I was supposed to be going.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm just stupid or what,
No,
but
you're not. I distinctly remember like every new set piece, because there are like very unique sections to that level, which I will forever be thankful for. But like, it's the first time like in that whole game where I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to do next. And like every time I would die, I'd get back to that point and be like, okay, all right. We get to that bottomless pit with the skateboard or the little roller skate. And then you get to the other side and there's a fucking other one.
Oh yeah, it just shoots you back and forth over and over.
Yep.
Yeah. So like, yeah, and you get the hang of it. That's fine. But then you go through and then like there's a thing that keeps booting you back up. Like, oh, I have to go into the wall. My bad, game. I'm so silly me. I didn't know I had to go in the wall. And then just shoots you off to the fucking side of this thing. And I was so stressed. Like I let go, Sonic. But be sure you let go in the right direction. Otherwise, you're gonna completely miss this fucking thing.
Yeah,
and then you have to get to the platforming that will drop from under you. God, dude, that level, that's where I died more than any other part of that game as a kid. Roll through it fine now, but god damn, it was a mean final level.
I love that boss.
Yeah, it's a good boss.
It's a little cramped, but
it's the point.
Is the Wing Fortress boss the one that you have to you have like the laser in the ceiling?
yeah.
Okay, so like I really don't like that boss.
I used to hate it as a kid, but now
agree.
like as an adult with dexterity, it's not really hard anymore.
Wow, now I feel small. I'm kidding. No, I like what that game is testing for you. It's saying, hey, you can't approach the platforms from the bottom. You have to approach them from the top, and you've got this finite window of time where not only should you be on a platform, you need to be on the right platform, and you have the ability. You only get like two or three hits maximum on the laser before it fires. So like it's also a boss that just says you're also going to be tested on your longevity because you don't get to cheese this one. You don't get an easy way out this time. And I don't hate it for that, but I also do not enjoy that boss at all.
You have to be really careful too, because it's really hard to pick up your rings again, because
they
like
fall outside the yellow lasers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but the game also gives you 3 rings in the actual arena.
Yeah.
So you can, if you leave those rings alone, like I always usually leave them alone or try to avoid them. That way, if I need a ring, I have one.
Right.
The
It's fucking hell. God damn.
the one thing that I think drove me the craziest, especially in this most recent playthrough, getting to Wing Fortress, was right before that level. I collected my 7th Chaos Emerald.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That level's a lot harder as Supersonic.
It sure is.
And unfortunately, you don't have a whole lot of say. Once you collect that 50th ring, it's fucking over, dude.
That's such a waste to get Supersonic at that point in the game.
I was not having a good time. I will say I do absolutely adore the transition into the next level.
Wait. What about the 1-up monitor, the hidden one, right before that?
I guess it's hidden.
I'm
Yes.
Gilly, I'm bad at games. I don't know what to tell you.
You guys know about it, right?
Hidden 1-up monitor zone.
Tippity top of the wing?
When after you beat the
Oh,
boss, there's a 1-up monitor right before you exit the level.
Right. After the boss?
Yep.
Really?
You know how a Robotnik drops through the floor?
Yeah.
Go to the right.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, no, I had no idea.
Yeah, there's like it's like behind like there's like a window to the right of right before he like drops through the floor. And if you go over to the window, there's a monitor and it's obstructed by like the window.
I am gonna check for that next time. Huh. Yeah, no, that's news to me.
I keep forgetting, and I think it's just because we switched to a different area afterwards. But I always forget that that's technically the final platforming level,
Mhm.
and it's brutal as platformers were back in the day. It ramped up its difficulty, well enough. Like there is a breather there between that and Metropolis, but it is like really and truly a challenging fucking final level. What do you guys think of the final bosses?
I love it. Love it. Nobody plays it right.
My favorite part of the Metal Sonic fight is when he's standing there staring at you, and then instead of going into a ball or doing anything else, his spines just start chainsawing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh.
The thing with the Mecha Sonic fight is there's an incredible and very challenging fight in there if you don't cheese it, which is ridiculously easy to cheese.
Just fucking
get under
one
him,
cycle.
spin dash, and he's done. Like, I feel like, honest to God, it's one of those things where it rewards you for playing it smart, but at the same time, I can't help but feel like, should this be available for what is phase 1 of the final boss fight?
By the way, I gotta correct you. It's Silver Sonic. Okay.
God damn it.
But the toy listed it as Mecha Sonic.
All right, you can switch over from Robotnik to Eggman, but it's got to stay still. God, fuck you. God.
Yeah.
Well, at least there's one Eggman and not 12 like all the Robotnik Sonics.
Okay, look. It's actually aluminum Sonic, okay?
He looks like Mark 1 Iron Man,
Yes.
It's leftover
Okay,
tin
let's just
foil
call him
Sonic.
Iron Man Mark 1, okay? That's what he's called.
Before because chat's gonna fucking do it. Yes, we do know it's a Mecha Godzilla reference. We know. I did a whole goddamn update video about. We know. And we also know Mecha Sonic from Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the best one anyway. But
I do think sorry.
I think that also played into like why we had. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but technically we do have a Sonic form of some kind that does have a mohawk in the official games now.
Oh no!
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And now I'm gonna get a toy of him, and I'm so excited. I can't believe we're getting a toy of that thing. Like we've never had a clear view of that thing before the. God damn it! That art dropped online. And now I'm gonna have it in a figure form, and I'm so excited about it. And it's one of my least favorite robot Sonic designs, but I'm so happy it's showing back up. I
loved him.
I think
he was the first one.
Well, I loved him as a kid, but like Sonic CD was just right there, and I saw Metal Sonic. I'm like, holy shit, that is a robot. I love that design. That was another part of a thing I mentioned too in my Sonic CD video. I thought it was so weird that we got this big, slow, clunky robot Sonic in Sonic 2, but the sleek, fast one that you technically have to race is in Sonic CD, which is definitely the slower, messier design in terms of the two games there. I always thought those were so strange.
Can we talk about how Silver Sonic's actually way harder than the Death Egg robot, and that the Death Egg robot only does 2 fucking things, and he's really easy. I don't understand.
He jumps and throws his arms at you.
I think Silver Sonic is a little bit more of a challenge, and Death Egg Robot is more of just fucking time consuming.
Yeah, as soon as you, I don't know why everybody is always like, you don't have any rings, it's too hard. I'm like, dude, the Death Egg robot is he doesn't do anything. Like, just stay away from him and hit him once per cycle, twice per cycle, and he's done.
Isn't that the coolest fucking thing? But isn't that the coolest thing about Death Egg Zone to begin with? Is so. You go through this, like I was saying, the transition over to Death Egg Zone is one of the coolest things this game does. You're like hanging onto this rocket and you're watching as you're like going above the atmosphere of the planet. And you get into this into the Death Egg, Eggman has separated you from your new buddy. He's going down. You don't know where he's at. You are cornered. You have no rings. He just has you exactly where he wants you, and he's just going ham. It's like the smartest thing Eggman has ever done to Sonic.
Can I respond to somebody?
Go for it.
Because somebody just said Silver Sonic is easy and Death Egg Robot is hard. What are they saying? All right. So, Death Egg Robot has that little reticle that goes on screen and he's going to drop down, right? You wait till you go to one side of the screen. You wait till that reticle is where it is. You run to the other side of the screen, and whether or not he shoots off his little thingies is irrelevant because they're not going to hit you. Every time that he comes crashing down, and everybody always complains about the hitbox, don't worry about the hitbox because every time that he touches the ground, he bends down, giving you ample room to attack him.
But doesn't he immediately shoot the things afterwards? Like
No, you can just, all you have to do is jump on top, but you can hit him and then run away.
Yeah.
You can just hit him and run away.
But I
And
think the issue people have is learning that process between that and Silver Sonic. It's a fucking intimidating nightmare.
that I understand, but it shouldn't. It like takes like literally like 2 tries to learn what's going on. Like it's pretty obvious what's happening because he doesn't really do much. He either walks. Well, here's the thing: you already learn that by way of every time that he hits the ground, right? He ducks down and you can hit him, but he only fires his hands off every other cycle. So every other cycle, he hits the ground, ducks down, and then he just walks slowly. So even if you want to be totally safe, you can just hit him every other cycle. You can wait till he hits the ground, jump on him, and then walk away from him because he's gonna slowly walk. And then every time that he comes down, if you're afraid of his hands, don't even bother trying to hit him. Just run away.
Yeah, and I'm not disagreeing with any of it. I'm just saying, like, anyone that's having frustration with it, I think it's the learning process. Because Trey said it earlier, like it does capitalize on your nerves. It's like Silver Sonic's buzzsaw, like that's telling you, like, don't you fucking try, buddy. Don't try it.
Well, that's
even though you can.
But that's the thing that I'm confused about because people will still say now that it's such a hard boss, and maybe you got to figure out what's going on first. But once you have it figured out, it's not hard. Like it's not like it takes a lot of dexterity to do. It's easy as hell.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I think a big part of why it throws people off too is if you've been playing through that game with Tails alongside you, Tails will generally do the work for you.
He does a lot of your damage when you're like, if you're trepidatious, Tails is half your damage.
And let me just apologize.
Wait. Somebody just said I have nostalgia goggles, and that's why I couldn't beat this boss when I was a kid because I was afraid. Then once I had a brain and I was good enough at video games to actually beat them, I was able to go, oh, this boss has a pattern.
Yeah, no, we got also a lot of people like, I beat it without any issue, like, and I want to applaud those guys.
Get it.
You get a cookie. Hold on.
That's like, I am complete. I'm in complete agreement with Gilly, and I played this game. I fought that boss for the first time like maybe 5-6 years ago. Like, I don't really think that constitutes as nostalgia. So
yeah. I mean, by the time you get to that area, I mean, if you have a little bit of confidence and you just take your time and learn what the boss patterns are, it's not that hard.
Well,
I still find it difficult though because I'm one of those people
it doesn't even compare to a lot of other like even just difficult, like any other difficult platformer, because Sonic's not necessarily like a difficult game. Any of the bosses in Mega Man, the regular bosses in that game are 10,000 times harder. You have to learn a bunch of patterns, and a lot of times it takes so many tries just to learn the pattern because the bosses do like 4 different things. Eggman does 2 things in the entire fight.
I'm not going to argue that.
I think Death Egg Robot in Sonic 2 is the hardest of the classic Sonic game final bosses.
I would say Doomsday took me a long fucking time to.
Okay, and if we're not counting Doomsday, I'm just thinking of that as not the final boss but the bonus boss.
Well, either way. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point though, Gilly. Like when I look back at it, like I am like emotionally and physically drained every time I get the hang of a Mega Man game. I would much rather play through Sonic 2 than try to endure classic Mega Man. and I've appreciated them, but man, like you watch like Kedicris or anyone who's done like the marathon, like, oh, I'm gonna play through these games for the first time. Like, well, good fucking luck, dude. Because it's even no matter how good you get at Mega Man, like you still have to take time with each individual game and learn patterns because it's going to kick the shit out of you.
Well, to be fair, a lot of Mega Man, you don't have to learn the patterns because whenever you get, because of the rock paper scissors mechanic, a lot of, like, there are bosses where sometimes you need to learn a pattern, but a lot of the bosses are easily exploitable with whatever their weakness is. So once you break into it and get a power, they all kind of fall apart.
Yeah, it nullifies the entire pattern of everything.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a genuinely challenging set of bosses there. And it can be very overwhelming because it takes away a lot of the safety nets in that last section of the game. And on a game that requires continues and lives, it's extra stressful because if you lose there, you're gonna lose everything else. And yeah, and again, we're very proud of everybody who did it their first time. Good for you, you epic weak gamer.
For all of you, I have gotten you a gold star.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Thank you.
Of course.
But I've never once said that this was a badly designed set of bosses. I don't think that in the slightest, and I think it's important to make that distinction. Challenging does not mean badly designed, regardless of your own ease with it. Yeah, I think it's a pretty dope game.
I just also want to quickly point out that, like, this was the first appearance of the Death Egg, which I think is a great little base for Dr. Robotnik. It stepped things up from the Scrap Brain. In Sonic 1, our final boss encounter was
Crushing.
Pistons.
It was crushing.
Whereas crushing fetish, yeah. Whereas in this one, we've got a robotic version of Sonic, a robotic version of Dr. Robotnik. Like, they step things up. Like, the third act of this game feels so much bigger and more blockbustery than Sonic 1 did. And I think that's really commendable, even down to the ending. The ending is... It feels like an old movie.
What about the music from Death Egg Zone that you never get to hear?
Yeah, God.
That's the poor guy that composed that. Just get an F in the chat, folks, for whoever it was that composed that.
Like, everyone talks about how creepy the game over music is of Sonic CD, but like, I think it's just messy compared to the boss fight music of the American version. But like, man, that track is like creepy and haunting. It's like a waltz in a haunted house.
Yeah,
it's so fucked up, dude.
It's a good track though.
It's a good track.
I just wish you heard it for more than
Death Egg.
I wish you just heard it for more than literally 2 seconds.
F's in the chat for Masato Nakamura.
For God's sake, you got the F's going. Proud of you guys. What do we think of the special stages?
I don't.
They're hard, but they're fine.
They blew me away as a kid, and now I'm just kind of like on them.
Mind-boggling 3D effects.
I'm gonna say what I always say. You can pause buffer them and cheese them.
Wait, don't you have to be in debug to pause buffer though?
No.
Okay.
No, you just press the start button over and over.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is like,
that sounds like a pain in the ass, but okay.
Dude, this is what we did. This is what we did back in the day.
I think the special stages in the classic trilogy progressively got better as they went. I like the Sonic 2 special stages more than the Sonic 1 special stages, and I like the Sonic 3 special stages more than the Sonic 2 ones. It progressed pretty gradually to me. I don't hate the Sonic 2 special stages, although I will say if you're just like, man, if it's coming at you, sometimes, especially when it's turning and spinning and everything like that, oh, the pixels are just an assault on my eyes.
Yeah, it can get overwhelming with the later ones there. I think the progression's pretty steady. I think by 3 or 4, it's like really fuck off hard. But like I said in the video I did a million years ago, I think it's important that they did that because I see a lot of people like complaining about them. It's like, yeah, dude, but like this is in the day of rentals and shit like that. And instead of just making the entire game fuck off difficult, they made the extra stuff fuck off difficult. And the reward is insane.
Mm-hmm.
It breaks the game completely.
It also ruins the game from an audio perspective.
Oh yes, it does. Absolutely.
Half the time I don't want to play a Supersonic because I want to hear the music.
Yeah. Yeah, and by the time you get Supersonic, like you're expected to have mastered the rest of this game. It's just this extra bonus thing that instead of a reprieve, like the entire game is just now your playground and you can fuck off with it. There's not a lot of pitfalls outside of Wing Fortress, and obviously that death pit
Mystic Cave.
Mystic Cave was just badly designed.
Yeah,
but,
Mystic Cave, you can get crushed.
But I mean, outside of that, that game is designed to really embrace the speed of Sonic. That's why Tails isn't playable. I mean, partially because he's new and I'm sure they didn't have everything, designed for him, but like they didn't design anything for his flight in there. I love Sonic 3, and I said it in your video, Gilly, like I always recommend in terms of classic trilogy, probably start with Sonic 2 because it is all about Sonic. It is strictly his gameplay and just beginning to end. I think it's beautifully designed. Some bullshit here and there, but it's a really good game. That's why I think like with that or Mania, I love getting into those debates about which of those games is better instead of Sonic 06 at least had ambition over Sonic Forces. Like I'm fucking tired of like this pile of shit isn't as runny as this pile of shit, I fucking love these games.
Everybody always talks about how they want Sonic Adventure 3. We got Sonic Adventure 3. It's called Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, God.
For the Xbox 360.
He just set a light on and threw it into the chat. Thanks for that.
That's okay. And you know what? I'll just throw another grenade in there. I fucking love the story of Sonic 06.
All right.
Okay.
That's a thing someone can think.
Yep.
I will also jump in and say that Sonic 06 is an imperfect masterpiece.
I wish you motherfuckers would stop using the word masterpiece for the exact opposite of what it means.
Maybe we just like things, okay? Maybe
That's fine.
like
That doesn't
things.
make it a masterpiece. It's a
Maybe in our
Maybe the
opinion,
father
it's a
Sonic
masterpiece.
wins.
Maybe
took,
in my opinion, it's a masterpiece.
Oh my
took-
god.
Like the butterfly effect, Back to the Future, X-Men Days of Future Past, put them in a blender, and then like skewered a 5-foot tall mutant hedgehog and kind of stuffed him in there. That's what the plot of Sonic 06 was.
You forgot to throw Chrono Trigger in there because the final boss is Lavos.
Anyway, let's just talk about good games.
Somebody in the chat said Sonic 06 is better than Sonic Boom. That is true.
That is true.
I mean, it's certainly more
Sonic
functional.
Boom
I'll
rises
give you that.
more
It is
eyes.
more-
It's
is
not
a-
just called Sonic Boom for fuck's sake.
It is a
Sonic
more
Boom
fun
as a
game.
whole was great.
Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, the video game on the Wii U.
Rise of Lyric bad. Sonic
There.
Boom
Are
good.
we have we made it specific enough for you?
Fire and Ice was okay.
Yeah.
The TV
Yeah,
show was
I'll give
great.
it okay.
I've just ordered Fire and Ice for my DS.
It's so okay.
It's so mid. The first one is competent. It's boring as sin. I've
Well,
not played
the-
them enough yet. But
The first one is a problem because it's the entire reason why Fire and Ice is a better game is because the first game you can only get so far before you realize you have to replay old stages and collect shit before you can unlock other stages.
I'm just tired listening to that. Oh my god, that sounds horrible.
Yeah,
That just isn't that the same issue we have with Sonic Rush 2? Like Sonic Rush Adventure did the same thing where it's like, oh yeah, you want to go further?
No, it's worse than Sonic. It is drastically worse than Sonic Rush Adventure.
Oh boy.
Yeah, in
I
that
had a
regard.
pretty okay time with Rush Adventure from what I
Yeah,
remember.
I like it, but I usually start capping out when I realize that I'm not unlocking stages the first time around, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
That was a problem with some of those games was forcing replaying them. We're getting all over the place here.
Before we wrap up, shall we read out the super chats?
I think we should do that. Yes.
Yeah.
Where do we even begin?
Wait, did we touch on the ending?
You
I
want to
said
talk
it was
about it?
quite blockbustery and I liked it.
That's
all I got.
a very emotional ending.
Hedgehog fall out of sky, reunite with friend.
Tails fuck him on tornado
It's
wings.
the music that they play and the
Oh my god. I'm sorry, Gilly, go ahead.
No, I was gonna talk about how it's an emotional ending, and all the animals are like, he saved the day, but never mind.
Now the only thing you can talk about is the climax.
So once again, Sonic's ecosystem that he saved saves him.
Did we have a design of the death egg back then?
Yeah, we did, but it was only in the level select screen.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Kind of
that's
odd
right.
they went as far as to make that pun without actually showing us it, but okay.
Well, you can tell there's obviously there's a bit of unfinished business. I think we see a little bit of that in the back half of things, but they wrapped it up pretty nicely, all things considered. No game does everything it wants to do, regardless of how many sequels are on there. But they don't always end up just half finished like Sonic 06. So,
Shut up.
yeah, I'm glad they came out with what they did, because that was one hell of a turnaround after Sonic 1, and they learned a lot between those two games. Like, if you like Sonic 1 better, I'm gonna bluntly say it's purely out of nostalgia. I respect it for what it does, but Sonic 2 is a better game.
I think, to be fair, there's an argument to be made where we would say that the level design is a bit too much in Sonic 1. There's an argument to be made that could say I prefer the more comprehensive level design of Sonic 1. Maybe a person prefers that more traditional platformer approach that Sonic 1 took. So I wouldn't just go so far as say it's nostalgia blind. I would just say, like, it's a very different game overall. For most Sonic fans, Sonic 2 is definitely going to tickle the G spot a little better.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'll give you that.
Okay, Wayne, I have a question. How long have we been doing the show, Wayne? I think you know exactly why.
Wait, what?
I said, how long have we been doing the show? I think you know exactly why he had to word it that way.
Oh.
I would say Sonic 1, like, if you're there for the more traditional platforming, you're probably better off just playing Mario World at that point, honestly.
But they
'Cause if
like
you're not-
Sonic 1.
Yeah, I like it too. I like it too.
But get that off of me.
But I'd just say I would say Sonic 2 is a much better sequel. I think Sonic 1 had a lot of great ideas, and you guys know I respect the shit out of it. We talked about it for an exhausting amount of time last time we did the retrospective, but just in terms of
Sonic 2,
what they could learn from it, Sonic 2 shows they were on the right path there.
100%.
love that game.
It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's an improvement in every single way. Like, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate Sonic 1, but Sonic 2 is really where I like to think that Sonic 2 is where he really got his feet on the ground. He started running properly and everything. Sonic 1 is like, it's cute, but kind of in the endearing sort of way that a child is just sort of flailing around on the ground, not really sure what he's doing yet. But hey, he looks kind of cool. He'll get there one day. He's just kind of stupid right now.
It was still, when there was other stuff out there, Sonic 1 was really just a breath of fresh air within itself. But if they had fumbled, I mean, I look at like soft reboots. It's not the exact same comparison, but like episode 7, it's like, okay, this is pretty cool. Don't fuck it up in the sequel. And they definitely didn't do that there. That wasn't the best comparison. I'm finding a million reasons to pick it apart there, but
it's almost like comparing like Metroid 1 to Super Metroid, where like Metroid 1 was kind of like a prototype. And for all
Mario 1 to Mario 3,
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I think Mario 1 is better than Sonic 1.
I disagree, but I respect.
You know what? No, I'd agree with that, because I would think that personally, I was thinking about this earlier, and I'm like, Sonic 2 is more like the Mario 1 of Sonic. Sonic 1 is like lost levels, so it can fuck off.
I'm okay with that opinion, actually.
I'm not going to argue with it just because Mario 1 is such an important video game in game history. So
yeah.
That game is why Sonic was made. So
yeah, that's why I don't compare Mario 64 to Sonic Adventures. Like, it's embarrassing when people do.
To say that Sonic had a rough transition.
But at the same point, that's why I don't really talk shit about Sonic 1, because it it was
I
just
do.
breaking away from the traditional. I know you do. It breaks away from the traditional platformer. And if they had dropped the ball on
For
those
one
ideas-
stage, it does.
like say, give you an example. If Sonic CD was the only sequel we had, I think it would be much more. I'd be much more open to critiquing the series as a whole, because I don't think it learned. I
No.
don't think that game learned the lessons it should have.
Nope.
I think it learned the wrong lessons in comparison. I still like it just fine, but I think you have to cherry pick a lot more of the good out from some very, very messy level design.
It's like an alternate dimension Sonic 2.
Yep. Absolutely.
Technically it is. If you think about
Yeah.
like the production cycle for those games.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful it exists, because fucking Metal Sonic now exists.
It's not a bad
And-
game, but like
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, like before Sonic CD was as accessible as it is, everyone was acting like that was the secret best Sonic game.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Sonic's that's the best one, but
Dude.
nobody played it.
I remember
Like-
that shit from Screw Attack when they were like, if we had to pick one Sonic game to play
Oh,
till the
yeah.
end of time, it would be Sonic CD.
There
And I
was
just
that
like,
Nick, that one clip you used in your video where they're like the Sonic was never good argument. And he's like,
yeah,
and he's like, there's
Justin
one. He's like,
Davis.
yeah, there's one
Yeah.
good Sonic game. Oh, Sonic CD. What are you playing?
No, that was the most basic bitch. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, kind of opinion. Still waiting on those fudge stripes, Justin.
should we finally do the super chats?
We should do the super chat.
Let's do the super chats. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll cover Sonic CD next.
Yes.
Do the super chat.
Just quick shout out to the Atlantean who commented more than once. So altogether like $12.
Yeah.
Didn't really say much the first or the second time.
he
I think
not
they just kind
say-
of donated $10 the first time
He's-
it was
he's been
best boss in the
chatting.
game.
Yeah,
Did
he's
he
in
not
chat.
just
in
say
chat.
best boss in the game? He asked what the best boss in the game was.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting all of these mixed up. It was the Mal with the COP 1000, and it just says the.
Yeah, thank you, Mal.
And we
Shall we
appreciate
just answer
you.
what we think the best boss in the game is quickly?
So,
I,
Sonic.
as much shit as I talked, the most memorable one for me was definitely the Death Egg fights. The first time I saw Mega Sonic was really cool because I love Sonic's design, but now I get a robot version. Fuck yeah!
Yeah, I'm in
Jake,
agreement.
go
I
ahead.
think Iron Man Mark 1 was the best boss in the game. So
I am a sucker for like a good mech, and the Death Egg robot is not a good mech, but that's what makes it a good mech.
Scared the shit
The
out of me the first
clunkiness
time I saw
of
it as
it,
a
I
like,
kid.
think
yeah,
I think I'm in between Final Boss and Casino
Casino Night one's
Okay.
just fun.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the boss I had the most fun with was Casino Night, launching myself at it at rocket speed.
yeah.
It's just fucking great. But yeah, I guess favorite boss to play against, Casino Night. Favorite boss in design, Death Egg Robot. That's mine.
Yeah, Mecha Sonic's my boy. Not
Right,
my
we all done
favorite
with
boy,
that?
but he's one of my boys. It's my least favorite child, but he's still my child.
we covered Ed Logical already in Mystic Cave.
Mhm.
So let's move along to our pal Jamal, who says a donate for Nick on Game Apologist. Congratulations on 79.6k subscribers. What is your plan when you reach up to 80k, Nick?
Well,
I'm just gonna nuke the whole channel. We just hit 80k today. Let's just good run, everybody. We're done. I don't know. Just keep going like I've been going on. Hopefully, eventually, I can do this as a full-time job, and I can. And the moment I do, I'm gonna betray everybody because, like, in between all the Sonic stuff, I'm gonna keep talking about fighting dinosaurs and shark games.
God
and all the
damn it,
random
Nick.
ass shit I want to do.
And then you'll no longer be able to do it as a full-time job because people won't watch.
no.
Nope. Here's
Sad reality.
what's gonna
I'll watch.
happen.
I'll watch.
Here's what's gonna happen when Nick starts doing that. Me and Nick are gonna have like 3 hours of talking where I'm gonna have to go, okay, Nick, here's how you diversify all of your income from YouTube, so if your channel burns, you can still survive. Because When my channel was stolen, that's how I survived.
Just make a second channel. Make Game Apologist.
Yeah, people
So,
seem adamantly against doing a second channel, but like at the end of the day, like the views aren't. I mean, just like come on.
I mean, Game Theory did it. Did You Know Gaming did it. You can make similar content on a topic that, because then you don't have to be like dinosaur video. You can just do a channel all about dinosaurs.
Deinonychus. I've made that joke on Twitter the other day. Just put my name in the middle.
So, Eden Birch sends $10 and says, "Just found the Sunset Cast. Hello, Bingus."
Well,
New
Bingus to you
Bingus
too,
usual,
Aiden.
I see.
Good
Trey
old Bingus to
sends-
Birch.
Trey sends in 5. You didn't put the currency down, Nick, so I can't know what the currency is. But
$5.
just
He
sends
lives
5.
in America.
He just sends us 5 of anything.
Oh my God.
Yo, fam, I just joined. I hope y'all are doing good. We're doing great, Trey. I miss you.
Yeah, we missed you, bro.
Things were good when you were
R.I.P.
in the jar.
And
And the
the-
train headed for Sunset City fucking crashed.
the evil Dalek gives us £2 and says Wayne still isn't in the channel about page. That's interesting.
We will fix that. We
Thanks
will.
for that comment. Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, you do have the ability to get in there and sort that out yourself, you fucking
Yeah,
adult.
Wayne.
Do I have the login for the YouTube?
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
you literally have the
Damn
we
it.
told you the password is I'm not gonna say it.
I don't know, man. I barely have enough time to take care of my own freaking channel. I'm just
to be
Did you
fair,
tag your videos now, at least?
please tell me you tag your videos. Wayne, Wayne,
Wayne, we talked about this.
What?
Wayne, we talked so much about this.
Wayne, did you
I think wait. I think I've been
Do-
tagging them.
Do you not put a title either?
Shut up, man.
No, when we first started talking to Wayne regularly, we were like, why does this guy have so few views and stuff? He makes such great content. And then we just looked at it like,
videos.
he doesn't fucking tag his videos. That's why.
No,
Evil Dalek
wait.
sent us another £2. He's not even in the description of the video. We're gonna just keep scrubbing Wayne because apparently that just gets us more money. So let's just.
Do you use
No,
do you
I
use do you use the
Wait,
As a matter
default
of fact,
thumbnail
like,
that
in Wayne's
YouTube picks?
contract,
No,
in Wayne's
I
contract
can't-
specifically, it explicitly says you don't receive a cut of the money.
I
Okay.
pay my roommate. She makes really pretty thumbnails. For
Wait,
me.
wait, hold on, guys, I have good news. Wayne did in fact put his video tags in his latest video.
Okay.
However, the only tag that ranks you in search is the tag WayneIsBoss.
The Legend of Zelda
mean, okay,
doesn't
he
pop
can't-
up in there? Are you kidding
He can't
me?
help that. He can't help that. Can
Yeah.
he? Like,
Yeah.
I know. I just
that's more algorithm based than Wayne based.
it is. It is.
Oh, the Ratchet and Clank
Wayne,
one.
it's
How
fine,
did the
dude. Just
Ratchet and
change your
Clank
username to Wayne is based, and then it'll work.
Man, I'm just gonna give up. It's done.
No, you can't
Can
give
I have
up.
your channel, please?
Do not
Can
give
I
up.
assimilate your
Anyway.
channel?
Oh my god.
Thank you, the evil Dalek, for keeping us informed about these people monetizing my corpse.
Wayne, you
I
can't.
will not feel guilty in the slightest until you sort your life out. You can do this.
Wayne, you can't leave until you redesign my entire Twitch page.
Oh shit, you're right.
All right, so we're getting a little bit in the weeds there. Is there any final thoughts anyone has about Sonic 2?
It's the
My
second
favorite
one.
game. It's the best game ever.
Yeah,
It's a shit game. It's objectively bad, and anyone that likes it is an idiot.
Well, so are you.
Oh, I know. I never
Not-
said I wasn't, did I?
Not
Gilly?
untrue.
So Aiden just sent us $5. If you get to this question, what are your thoughts on SWAT butts? SWAT butts.
SWAT butts. I
Like from
think
Sonics.am?
Yeah.
no fun
Oh, they're
allowed.
awesome.
No fun allowed. I like
don't
the
really fit- I don't think they fit Sonic's world at all, but I think that's kind of why I like them. I think they're
Yeah.
very iconic stormtrooper-y design.
Yeah.
with UFO heads.
I
They
think with
fit-
a little reworking, they definitely could fit.
Oh, they
but
could.
I always
I don't know
liked
if I
them, yeah.
want them to. I like them the way they are.
Yeah, like
I'm
as
hungry.
robots that are just there to like take over the world, they look like they could do the part of subjugating a world better than Eggman's badniks normally do.
Bad nips. Very good.
Badniks.
You can talk. Send us £2. I'm a good dollar.
Dr. Robadnips.
That's an interesting point though. Like Sonic 2, if you're around for it, like that's when Sonic Mania was really hitting. That's when the shows dropped. I mean, again, only speak from the American side of thing. That's when the Archie book really started to pick up its pace. Yep, Sonic was just kind of everywhere, and none of it had anything to do with the fucking video games.
Just like today.
IDW
Yeah, no, I
Sonic
like
good.
Swap
Right,
Most
so,
Swap Outs were
shall
advanced
we?
Well, the one cartoon had Scratch and Grounder, and they're in Sonic 2.
I'm interested to, because I told my patrons we'd do watch parties with it. I've never sat down through an entire Sonic cartoon, any of them.
Wow.
I just won the entire Adventures of Sonic box set on eBay, so I'm pretty stoked for that.
Yeah, I mean, I've sat through episodes, like a lot of SatAM and stuff like that. But as a kid, it was like there was nothing here from the video games, and it just drove me crazy. But now that I can look back on it for what it is, I'm much more interested to see what they have, because I've not seen a portion of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog that wasn't fucking hysterical.
It's so good. I love that show.
It's
so
my favorite
insane.
Sonic show. Like, for real, I'm not even joking about that. Like, completely in like the most honest respect possible. I think it's a great little comedy animated show, and yeah, I fucking love it.
Yeah. And yeah, I do have to watch Underground. Yeah, but that's more my chat with patrons. So we'll get to that when we get to that.
I feel like
so,
But guys, oh my god, we're not doing the
We're
fucking
approaching
Underground.
dinner time, and I gotta run in a bit. So shall we fuck off in a bit?
Let's do that. Gilly, thank you so much, man. Like, it's good to finally actually talk to you and hear that beautiful voice of yours respond to me directly.
It's
Good
so
time.
weird because it didn't even cross my mind when we first got on the call.
Was we chat so much on
Yeah.
Discord and Twitter. It's fucking weird, yeah. But yeah, man, thank you so much for coming and hanging out and doing this last minute. And
You messaged me and said, "Do you want to gush about Sonic 2?"
yeah.
So that's why would I do that?
No, I thought it'd be important to, I don't know, I just thought it'd be weird to do a Sonic 2 episode without, having you around. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you popped on by, because I certainly learned a little bit more, and I do appreciate that about you, and like the folks I have spoken with this game about. I don't think there's anything left to talk about, all this time later, and there's been plenty, so that's pretty rad.
I mean, you've made like 48 videos on Sonic 3, so
Yep, I sure did.
And a
But
movie.
yeah, where can people find you on the internet?
you can find me at youtube.com/GillyTheKid. Please, if you search my name in the search, only typeset. It's typeset as all one word. Do not separate them, because I will not come up in the search results. It's really awesome.
As a rap artist shows up, it's very fun.
Whose name is spelled differently, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And you can also find, actually, if you wanna subscribe to me, I'm like 2 subscribers away from 80,000. So
Yeah,
and,
get him up there, because this guy's OG, dude. Like, he's been hanging out with Caddy and Johnny and Completionist. Like, it's criminal that you don't have more people than you do right now, man. Grosses me out.
yeah, YouTube's fun.
Yeah.
You can also find me on Twitch sometimes, GillyTheKid YT, and also Twitter. It's pretty easy to find me on anything. So
Yeah.
Except YouTube, apparently.
yeah, yep.
And yeah, we'll throw some stuff in the description there if you want to go check out his Sonic 2 video. I was on that one. I remember that.
Yeah.
So I'll throw that in the chat.
You had a pretty big section on it.
I did. I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, how about the rest of you hooligans? Where can the internet find you guys? Suris.
So you can find me on YouTube at Suris the Skeptic. You can also find me on Twitch and also on YouTube on my secondary gaming channel at NekoSuris. I stream just about every day on Twitch, doing a combination of real life commentary and also video game stuff. I'm also trying to push for partner over there. I've technically got all the stats required for it, but Twitch is stupid, and even when you get all the partner stats, they go, yeah, maybe you'll be a partner. So if you want to be part of helping me, tell them that Twitch should make me a partner. Go over there. The project I'm working on right now, I've already shouted out once before. We are 8 episodes deep into the Anime Exposed project. And I am getting the DVD so I can do the next, dear God, 30 some odd pieces it's going to take to complete that series. It's all hatred.
Pup. Where can people find you?
Just look up Channel Pup on YouTube or Twitter. You'll find me. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be talking a bit about the new Spider-Man merch for the upcoming No Way Home movie, all of which looks like shit, even though I love those movies. So, yeah, we'll be talking about that next time you see me, which might even be tonight. Who knows?
I'll definitely be checking that out because I do have a Jones and be talking Spider-Man. Wayne, even though we keep trying to snuff out your existence on the descriptions, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, mostly YouTube under WayneIsBoss. I'm currently trying to get back onto my Zelda 2 review. But I meant to get that out sooner, but work has been really kicking my ass lately. And I also have another kind of secret project that got started up recently that's taking up a lot of my time and attention. And then, of course, I've got Metroid Month to get ready for. So lots of exciting things happening.
Absolutely. And again, if you guys aren't subscribed to Wayne, again, criminally undersubscribed for the quality he's putting out there. All these guys do amazing stuff. So if you're not subscribed, get on that.
I just hit
We rely on
80,000, so thank you.
Yes.
Woo! Yeah.
Thank you guys.
It's
Awesome.
okay. It's gonna drop under in like an hour.
No.
They're going to see your content and go, God damn it.
Vita games? Why?
Easy. The Pokemon
That's some of your-
Snap review?
Yeah.
I just, I'm kidding.
He's got
I
great
mean,
stuff. Yeah, you
that's-
introduced me to a lot of interesting shit on your channel. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, you got your homework assignments. Go watch our shit. I'm Nick.
Were you not going to plug yourself?
I was about to.
Okay.
My fingers on the end stream button. Do your thing.
You can find me Game Apologist on the social medias. I got Twitch up and running. I might go on there a little bit later today. Just put out a new Sonic speed reading video on my channel. You know where to find me. All that fun crap. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for visiting us here at Sunset City. Be sure you stop by next week, this same time. Every Friday, we do a live stream, and I apologize for not updating our Podbean. I'm going to get that taken care of right now for the last few episodes, and then I'm going to focus on Apple so we finally have that fucking nightmare sorted out. But until next time,